Welcome back to Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog. Whoa! Yeah! It's Knicks heavy here on the couch.
Yeah, baby.
Got new looks, new styles. Tim's is out.
Yeah, so he been a Knicks fan, so he gets the Timbs. I didn't graduate yet. I'm early entry, a couple weeks in, so I ain't get my Tim boots yet. I mean, I guess next round maybe.
Yeah.
Still ain't.
The proper lacing, I like it.
I got my Dipset sweater, so I got that sent.
Underdog over the logo, Gil, I respect it. Stay true to Adidas, but this is Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog. Whoop, whoop. As always, we got the legend Gilbert Arenas here with us. Knicks for clicks, I like it. Representing Tough Crowd University, we got Mr. B, Brandon Jennings, back on the couch. And representing the curl.
Oh.
Activator. There it is. Need that activation.
Getting the shit twisted, okay?
Follow the drip. Follow the drip.
That's not my name. Hold on. We've buried Cemetery Larry.
You no longer Cemetery Larry. What's your name now?
Nobody like them body bags. It's dark energy with that nigga. So it's Money Making Sonny.
Money Making Sonny.
Okay.
The man they call Money Making Sonny. Rashad McCants is in the building. Cemetery Larry.
I'm broke, baby.
Then retired.
I'm broke, baby.
I'm broke, baby.
It's New York City, baby. You know what I'm saying, son?
Accent sound better than
On my mama. You better stop disrespecting New York.
Shout out to the other coast, but we here on the west side, the best side. But for all the fans out there, we still got 2 viewing options for our traditional version, mobile vertical version. Pick whichever one you want to watch. Just make sure you support the show. Here's what's cracking in the arena today. The Thunder bounced back from a shaky first half to smack the Wolves in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. What does Minnesota need to do to get Ant-Man and his supporting cast back on the right track offensively? Tough one for everyone besides Julius Randle in that game. The Knicks and Pacers meet in the Eastern Conference Finals in a playoff rematch from last season. Does Indiana have enough to get the upset again on this new-look New York squad? And the Sky Fever game during opening weekend of the WNBA season was the most watched ever on ESPN platforms. But is the Caitlin Clark-Angel Reese rivalry becoming too toxic for the league? A lot of stuff been going on in the aftermath of that game. Accusations being hurled, statements being released by the WNBA. We will get into it. But before we get into all that, as always, the show is brought to you by Underdog. Go ahead, download the app, use promo code GIL. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash, plus a special pick'em. As for tonight, Money Making Sonny has some picks up in his partner pack on the Underdog app. Let us take a look if we can, please. Jalen Brunson higher, 28.5 points. Tyrese Haliburton higher, 9.5 assists. Pascal Siakam lower, 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Karl Anthony Towns, the big bodega, higher, 13.5 rebounds and assists. And Miles Turner, higher, 2.5 blocks. Like it. If you use this partner pack, you can win more than 25 times your bread. How's the rest of the couch feeling about Money Making Sonny's partner pack for this evening?
Like it.
You about to win some money. Shit, if Siakam don't come out and play, I mean, if he don't have more than 29.5 in all.
Insurance. Gotta have insurance.
Oh, so you can.
This is not a raw dog situation.
Okay, no, you're not raw dogging this.
No way.
Oh, so it would have been.
No, but I'm saying if he don't get over that, then they have no chance of winning. So.
Facts. And I count them to not win.
Right, I know. That's what I'm just saying though. Like if he don't get that, then yeah, Indiana can watch out.
They could move around, as they like to say. So we asked the chat if they're riding or fading with your picks tonight. Money Making Sonny's partner pack. Hold on, let me give it a second. Right now, 50-50 split.
Ain't enough people.
That's why we let it build. Fluctuating. That's why I had to give it a second.
People come in here, they ain't seen me in a while, man. They got to vote just cuz.
Got the new curl.
Yeah.
But if you like this partner pack, go ahead and add it on the Underdog app. If you do not have Underdog, download the app, use promo code GIL, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash, plus a special pick'em. And if you can't watch the show live with us on YouTube, we have audio versions available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. So Tuesday, the NBA released the all-rookie teams for this season. Let's take a look at those lists if we can. First team featured Spurs Rookie of the Year Stephon Castle, who was the only unanimous selection receiving all 100 first place votes. Castle was joined by Hawks' #1 pick, Zachary Reese, who was 1 vote shy of being a unanimous selection. A pair of Grizzlies and second rounder Jalen Wells, and 9th overall pick Zach Edey, along with Wizards #2 pick Alex Sarr. Second team featured Heat big man Khalil Ware, Bulls forward Matas Buzelis, Pelican center Yves Missi, Blazers big man Donovan Clingan, and Wizards guard Bub Carrington. So when you look at this crew, top 10 rookies in the NBA this season, as according to the media, how many future stars do you see on this list?
Stephon Castle. I don't know anybody. I don't know nobody else on there. I'm gonna be honest with you. They was
Decent crew.
I like Clingham. I'm like Buzelis. I like Edey, and I like Castle. Jalen Wells could be something too.
they could have put Bronny on the list.
Maybe.
You said they could have put Bronny.
Shit.
Could have put Bronny. Bronny did not make
No, he didn't play.
But I'm just saying, shit. I don't.
No, he didn't have more points, total points than any of them. I don't think. Nah.
Rob Dillingham. Oh, he didn't play that much this year.
How many future stars do you see on this list? Or do you see
Stars?
future stars? Rookie class?
The one who stands out the most is probably Castle.
Has the most potential to be so. Reese or Shai, obviously the #1 overall pick.
Montes, maybe. Right? Depends on how he develop in his second year. Alex Sarr, he has the height, can shoot, maybe.
Put together.
Shashir, he's a shooting guard that doesn't really, he's not very athletic at all, so. And not a very standout in his fundamentals, so. Jalen Wells is,
Stephon Castle.
so probably 1.5, maybe.
1.5 out of 10.
Star, right? You're talking about stars.
Yeah, but just looking at the potential.
That's
of
gonna
this
be
rookie
maybe
class.
make an all-star one day. Yeah, 1.5. Just 1.5 from
This was
this list.
considered a weaker draft, obviously, in comparison to the one that's coming up this year, but I think some young talent in there, a lot of young players. So Grizzlies have 2 first-team selections in Jalen Wells and Zach Edey. So in nearly 22 minutes per game this season, Edey averaged 9.2 points, 8 rebounds, 1.3 blocks, started 55 of the 66 games he played. Edey, 2-time College Player of the Year, 23 years old, oldest rookie to make the team. What's Zach Edey's ceiling in this league? There was a lot of talk pre-draft, but he would probably fall to the late first round. Obviously, the Grizzlies took him early, took a risk. He solid with the team this season.
What's his ceiling?
He'll be solid. I mean, we don't know. I mean, it's too early too. Is it too early?
He's 23.
From what you saw,
Oh, he's 23.
He's 23. He's Ant-Man's age. This is group. His group is Ant-Man, all the kids from Houston. Paolo Banchero's still younger than him. You have,
Damn.
yeah, that was his high school class. His high school, Kuminga's still younger than him. Like the kids who's been in the league 4 or 5 years already. So his ceiling is whatever it is. I mean, he's gonna be solid big man. But I mean, not gonna be a superstar. I mean, that's
High ceiling.
what
High
came in
ceiling.
past.
High ceiling.
Do you feel like Zach Edey has a high ceiling in the league?
Yes, he has a high ceiling. He's a highly skilled big man that is now honing into his skill set, getting into the league, getting enough minutes. He's in a system that likes to give the ball to big men. I think now that they've got a taste of that medicine of playing too much guard play can affect longevity down the line in the playoffs. So I think Zach will get a lot more touches the next couple years. He'll show, 10 and 10? Is that what he's?
He averaged 9 and 8, I believe.
9 and 8 as a rookie?
9 and 8, 1.3 blocks.
9 and 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 and 8 as a rookie. How many minutes?
22 minutes per game.
22 minutes, because he's 24, right? It's
23.
All because he's 23? Yeah, I'm going to give him more credit than that, and I think that you give him 3 more years, he'll be an all-star just by default. He's big. He knows how to score. And once he gets in shape where he can play long minutes, he'll be able to be defensively in the category.
Yeah.
I think he's an exceptional, one of the more rare exceptional big men that we've seen. And I think it's important to always expound on these things because these guys like him get overlooked because of the criticism he received before he even got in the league. You know, second round pick, all this kind of stuff, being a national player of the year.
2-time.
That doesn't go overlooked.
Mr. B, when you look at Zach Edey, obviously got a little bit of playoff experience this year with the Grizz.
I mean, he's 23, like they said. And we'll see.
Is that still a big deal? I mean, obviously we talked in the past about league going younger with those guys, trying to develop those guys.
I mean, well,
but in terms of guys you want to be able to plug in and have play right away.
Rookie is a rookie is a rookie. Either you're gonna be a rookie at 26 and you're gonna learn the NBA, or you're gonna learn it at 19. At the end of the day, it's your first day on the job. So do you want to be 26 with your first day on the job, or 19? 3 years from now, y'all are all gonna be experienced. One is gonna be 22. One is gonna be 29. There's a big difference. That's the reason for the last 24 years is win a certain way.
Okay.
I mean, if we want to go through history and we want to take all the seniors and juniors that came into the NBA, you want to put a list together versus all the 18 and 19-year-olds and put a list together, it would be alarming. History, I mean, you can't beat the facts that have been displayed for the last, 24 years. I mean, So I just go with history.
But 9 and 8. I mean, 9 and 8 is solid.
9 and 8. 9 and 8 is
But I think what you said, 9 and 8 for a 23-year-old isn't as
impressive.
I mean,
For a rookie, yeah, great. But for a 23-year-old, that's what they're looking at. You're not on the same value. Like if you look, the 19-year-old, 18-year-old, that was a second-round pick. That's in front of him, had more votes than him. What was his numbers?
So Jalen Wells this year, I believe Jalen Wells turned 20 during the season, but Jalen Wells this season, hold on one second, I'll pull it up for you. He averaged 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 79 games. He's playing closer to 26 minutes per game.
Now go back to the list.
To the all-rookie team list.
96 votes, and he averaged what?
He averaged 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists.
And what did the guy behind him, below him, with 73 first-team votes?
73 first-team votes for Zach Edey. He averaged, 9 points, 8 rebounds.
So Zach Edey had better numbers, but they value Wells more.
Or did they just get it wrong?
It is the media, Rashad.
Oh, okay. Sometimes they get it wrong. Sometimes they value it better. I don't know. Sometimes we just try to figure out what we're going on. Damn, sometimes they get it wrong.
I mean, but being
Most of the time they get it wrong.
I mean, but being solid is fine for what
Yeah,
he brings.
he's gonna be solid.
I mean, for what he
but I'm
brings.
saying he's gonna be. He asked who's gonna be a star.
Yeah, I did
Not
say
who's gonna be solid.
Not Edey in particular. Looking at this list.
A star is an all-star, right?
Like if we stop everybody and say, all right, Edey's 23. We know his numbers at 23. Take everybody else. What would your numbers be like at 23? Now, can you imagine what Castle's numbers would be like at 23 years old? What Zach, what Jalen, all they have to beat is 9 and 8.
Castle's how old?
I think 20.
20.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, there's data on this, man. It's not like I'm just pulling this shit out my ass. There's data.
Oh, Stephen
well,
20 years. Jesus Christ.
Let's keep this thing moving. So NBA draft lottery was held last week. Mavs securing the number 1 overall pick. By all accounts, it's one of the most loaded draft classes in recent memory, led by likely top pick Cooper Flagg, along with other young talents in Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, VJ Edgecombe, to name a few. But according to the NBA, only 106 players were early entrants in the 2025 NBA draft, lowest number of early entrants since 2015, when 91 underclassmen declared for the draft, and down from a peak of 363 players in 2021, just before the NCAA's NIL era officially began. So what does the low amount of early entrants in the 2025 NBA draft say about the state of college hoops in the NIL era?
Nothing.
Say it again.
So what does the low amount of early entrants in the 2025 NBA draft say about the state of college hoops in the NIL era?
Well, don't say nothing about the college hoops. It says everything about the young guys trying to come out early.
Yeah.
They're seeing a bunch of examples of things not panning out the way you think it's going to pan out. You're not going to come out. You're not going to play right away. You're going to have to go through the grind. You're going to have to prove yourself. And so the glitz and glamour of all the social media praise is handing you something right away. It's a longer road for that. Everybody's seeing that. So I think the guys are saying, I can go make money in college and stay longer and secure this bag more than I have to go and put up with not playing because I'm a project instead of an established product. So I think that's more important to these guys now. I think is establishing themselves as something more than just a project in the NBA that can be thrown away at any moment, have some type of security,
Yep.
and have some type of fallback. So that was what I fought for. I fought for guys to be able to have that decision, to be able to go to college to get paid, but have some type of security with it and education with it to go along with it. So I think it helps college hoops for sure.
And just looking at it, is it concerning at all just to see that drop off? Like I said, over 300 players 2021 before NIL started. That number down to 106. But when you look at mock drafts, lottery full of obviously freshmen.
You guys just ain't ready. Me neither. I mean, they are getting paid in college, though.
But when you look at even the first round slots, seems like a lot more
Can you
opportunity.
read that again? You said it right there. You can read it one more time, please.
What would you like me to read again?
Start it off again, read it.
The whole thing?
Yes.
So, most loaded draft, 106 players were early entrants, 2025 NBA draft. Lowest number of early entrants since 2015. So 91 underclassmen entered the draft in 2015.
90.
So 91.
In 2015.
Uh-huh. How many How many under
106
so more underclassmen?
than 2015. But down from 363 players in 2021.
Okay, so more freshmen and sophomores jumped into the portal. So the NIL, well, it's not even NIL, it's the collective. The collective has nothing to do with you being a freshman or sophomore. Them niggas are still leaving. What has changed is seniors. 90% of the draft is usually seniors because they're forced to come out, right? So when you're forced to come out, the only thing you can do is put your name in the draft and try to make a living. So majority of an NBA draft is the senior class because that's the next road for them. So they're forced into it. The reason that the number is down now because those seniors get to go back one more year. So if you look at the landscape of college basketball right now, the guys that their careers is over, they got to go overseas, they get their value now. So now those guys that are 23, 24 years old are worth $2-3 million. So instead of going into the draft, they can get their year back. Oh, hey, I'm part of the COVID year. Can I get my year back? So all the seniors that will be coming into the draft, they're staying one more year. Those are the guys that are getting the $2 million, the $4 million. There's a 27-year-old that's on the USA, the USC team, right? Those guys are valued. So the older guys that will end their careers are valued. That's what's coming in. All the overseas kids that didn't come over here because they never had a value. Now those guys are coming into college basketball. So now you got a whole bunch of guys that are 24, 25 that have been playing pro their whole life. They get eligibility now. So now you got a whole bunch of overseas guys coming into this draft getting paid big money. The freshmen, they're gone. There's not enough money in college basketball that's going to tell a top 10 pick not to come out. The 30th pick, the last pick in the first round, gets a guaranteed $15 million. That's not in college. So the guys that got to go overseas, make a couple 200,000, those guys are worth $4 million now. So you're going to stay.
What's the numbers again?
So 106 early entrants.
How many last year?
I don't have the number for last year, but
Down
2021 was the peak.
27-year-old in college?
Of 363 in 2021.
So he's down from a peak in 2021.
Yep, the peak of 2021, that was right before NIL started, and I think the COVID years are
The
done.
COVID year, so everyone got to add their extra year now.
Yeah,
But
but-
this is the last year of the COVID year.
It's down 200 and something.
Yep,
200.
257 if I do the math from that 2021 peak. which again was pre-NIL. Before
You know how
get it
many
back.
how many of the 100 are underclassmen?
106. The early entrants are all underclassmen.
All of them.
Yeah, that's just the underclassmen entering the draft this year, putting their name in.
So how many seniors? How many seniors?
How many total seniors?
Yeah.
A lot.
So all of those numbers are all underclassmen numbers.
106, yeah. For
106.
Down from
No.
363.
okay, all underclassmen.
That's total.
So 363 early entrants in 2021
For underclassmen.
for underclassmen.
That's
Early
freshmen, sophomores, juniors.
early entrants. So their college eligibility was not exhausted. 106.
Wait, hold on. When we say underclassmen, we mean what? Freshmen, sophomores?
I think freshman, sophomore, juniors. Yeah.
Okay, so underclassman is a senior who has another year too. Remember, everyone gets their year back.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what I said. So the way you're wording it. If
Well,
I'm a senior this
That's
year.
the way the league worded it.
Yeah, if I'm a senior this year and I have another year of eligibility, I don't have to go.
Yeah, but I think those COVID years
Yes.
are done now. So you got
No, this is the last year.
There were 195 early entrants in the 2024 NBA draft.
Down from
kids in
there.
college.
95 down from there.
So 195 last year, 106 this year.
It's a lot. It's a lot of people change their mind.
Yeah, money's high for
But Gil, like you're saying, if you think you're going to be drafted in that first round,
you're coming out.
you're coming out. So
It's,
really,
it's,
this is
it's the guys that are like Auburn, those guys, you know, that roster was worth $8 million. You got guys who are seniors that could have came out. They're asking for $4 million for transfers. That average 12 points a game. I mean, teams, these college coaches want older people now.
well.
They want to win now.
So shifting to the college side, do you think the NIL era has been good or bad for college hoops?
NIL is not NIL.
Collective.
The
People being able
collective,
to earn money off their name.
The collective, the collective has been bad for college basketball because there's no loyalty to anyone. The collective is the boosters paying for kids to leave schools. That's the collective. NIL is name, image, and likeness. There's only a few kids that are doing that. That's not that's not what you're seeing. That's Shador Sanders, that's Juju, that's Paige Beckner. This is just a small group. About 10 kids are name, image, and likeness. Everybody else, they're getting paid from the school themselves. That's the problem.
Why is it a problem?
No one asks if it's a problem or not. If there's a problem, it's the problem from the school paying. And name, image, and likeness. You're getting paid off of your name, image, and likeness. Like you're going out there getting a shoe deal. You're going out there getting, moms and pops, sponsors. That's a name, image, and likeness. The school paying you to leave that school to come to my school. I give you $2 million. I give you $3 million. That's a different beast.
How is it a problem though? You said it was a
That's
problem.
a problem. That's why college is the way it is. It's flip-flopped. So everyone's play 1 year, you All-American, you this to this, your school can't afford you, they offer you $3 million, you take it off.
I guess, how's that any different from what we've seen?
I mean, if there's a problem, it's the problem because there's no stability right now because everyone's just getting up and leaving because, people are just offering them more money.
But we don't have any shackles on us anymore. It's actually free game. We become more than amateurs. We get to dictate where we want to go now. So there's no stranglehold based on our allegiance to our plantation. We can go where we want. They want to give me more money. I'm going to go over there. Y'all going to raise the stakes? It's just like pro now. Why are we not practicing pro shit? I get it. I mean, because I fought for it, so I know what we're doing. And I know why they're doing it. And it's good, because everyone got to scramble now. The parents got to get smarter. You want to get leverage? Learn how to negotiate. What you going to do for me? I'll tell my son to do it for you.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I mean,
Well, I mean,
I'm rolling with everybody. Getting
I'm broke,
getting
baby.
a
I'm
tip.
broke, baby.
I guess with the standpoint, we've seen coaches do this forever. Coach has a good run in the tournament. See y'all later. I'm going to a bigger school, get a bigger
the
bag.
problem is there's more kids jumping into the portal than there are scholarships.
Yeah.
So if you don't get in the portal and get the fuck out of there, you stuck. You're done. Because you can't go back to the school that. So here's the real problem. If there's a problem, is these kids have agents. These agents are saying, all right, jump into the portal.
Without no guarantee.
Without no guarantees from anyone. right? You thinking you're going to this school and you got this negotiation, somebody else jumped in the portal, took that money, now you're scrambling. So there's a bunch of kids that are in the portal still with nowhere to go. Can't go back to their school. No teams is looking for them. So they're just stuck because they jumped into the portal because it was a hot thing to do. June 8th, I think?
I mean, that's the
handicap is coming down. So basically everybody that's in the portal right now or who's about to get paid, they got to get all their money before June 8th or it kicks into whatever they're going to get paid next year. So it goes on their salary cap for next year, which everybody knows the salary cap is about $22 million, but it goes off the football deal. So there's going to be a lot of schools that are popping today that's not going to be popping tomorrow because there is a salary cap now. And if you go into a school that's heavy in football, your basketball ass ain't getting shit. So you can be worth $4 million a day, your ass is worth $4 tomorrow from the same school because they're not going to have the money. So you got to eat now.
Yeah, I mean.
Today, listen. These, some of these girls is going in there getting 100,000. Hey, get it, because it ain't in the W for you right now.
Yeah, I mean it's the risk you take. I mean, but it still gives kids an opportunity though to make money, feed your families. But you just got to be more smarter.
We just need a union. That's all. Wanted to establish an allegiance and an alliance to protect the athletes in college when they're going through this type of shit. You bring in the agents, you bring in the manipulators, money's gonna go all over the place. So that's what a union should be built for the college athletes. That should probably be the next step for everybody to try to do to protect these kids from the sharks. And then when you get that, shit, everybody's gonna be fine. You implement education behind it, teach them how to spend their money and invest. There'll be more smarter kids than there will be a bunch of dumb motherfuckers spending money and acting like they didn't know what they was doing. And that's what we've been breeding, so let's change it up.
And there have been some discussions, I think, at Dartmouth and a couple other spots where they've talked about unionizing, but that presents a whole other different issue with labor unions and all that type of stuff now.
I got 2 kids in college right now, so I had to learn fast, understand, talk, and realize what the difference is, and understand that's why we reclassed.
Yep.
Because I know I know what happens, so I know what he's gonna be worth next year, right? I know there's a handicap coming next year, right? So that's why we reclassed, so the money's unlimited today. Unlimited, right? So, you're talking about BYU, it's BYU, right? They got a dude that's making $4 million, another making $3 million. But that's the reason why they did it, because once that rule comes in, boosters from the outside, they can't just spend the money they want to. Right. Then it's gonna have to be under the table again.
And we talk a lot about
some of these schools, I'm gonna just be honest, some of these schools are gonna go back to powerhouses. Like, so when you're talking about a Duke, a North Carolina, where the basketball team is bigger than the football team, that $22 million that everyone's getting, that school gets what, 18 out of the 22? Yeah, now they get to pay for whoever they want to. Now you're talking about a team like Alabama, where the football team is the shit, and you got to play under $22 million. They getting 21 of it, and the other $1 million goes to the rest of them. The basketball teams of other sports ain't going to be worth nothing. So now it's going to be under the table shits again.
Or these players can still get NIL deals, right? Based on
NIL,
but that's just a small fraction.
They're trying to handicap that too, which I think is wrong. They're going to have to fight for that because you can't tell a kid what his value is. They're trying to put a value system on what they think everybody's worth, right? So you can only get $500,000 on your NIL because that's what the market, you don't know what the market dictates. So they don't want someone that can manipulate someone's name. But you can't put a value system on someone being liked by the public. And that's what I'm afraid of. That's going to happen. Like just one of those kids that just averaging 1 point a game, but they just got it. What was the kid from what was this? Ball boy.
Oh,
who got famous?
Indy State, yeah, it ended up going in
him.
State.
Somebody like him, they're going to say, you're not playing, you don't get an NIL value.
But he can make his own deals.
Yeah,
though.
you don't. But that's what I'm saying. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to put a handicap on everybody's value.
Yeah.
And somebody like him just come out of Woolworth making money off of his name, image, and likeness.
Let me ask you a question. Why would I handicap a value system if I can't afford to pay you? The colleges are going to go bankrupt because they can't afford to pay the players. That's why the boosters come in. The alumni. Colleges can't afford to pay the coach, teachers, staff. They're not even considered teachers, the coaches. So
Some obviously the highest paid employees in the entire state.
So what's going to end up happening is they're going to go looking for more government funding for the schools so they can pay for the athletes to come because maybe your team or your school don't got the alumni that's willing to put the money up, like James Harden did in Arizona State, like many other players are going to go back and do and create funds to make sure our university for the future got $100 million. And we are going to be able to do what we want to do.
That's what I'm saying. It's cap.
But the power schools obviously are still going to be able to, because you say whatever the cap is, they have that bread at their disposal.
Under the table.
But where the lower schools, you may have a $22 million cap or whatever it is, but a smaller school don't got that level of bread anyway to reach that point.
That's what I said. It's gonna be crooked because obviously now when you're talking about on paper, on books, seeing how much everyone makes, right? It better say 22 million, whatever we're giving you. So if USC can only have 5 million on cap, it better say that there better not be a kid on here that's making 12 million. So most of that shit is gonna be under the table. But on the books is whatever
I would call it multiple NIL deals from different sources.
Yeah, for people that can go out and get those. A lot of kids obviously don't know how to do it.
It's only like a couple
We can't
kids.
have you on the books for 7. We'll have you on the books for 3, 3, and 3.
Wild time.
College is crazy.
Yeah.
Look when I started.
Yeah,
Even from a loyalty standpoint, though, I think, you talk about free agency in the league, but you sign a contract, you're expected to, it's multi-year length. You're expected to adhere to that contract. Where college, these dudes might get a bag. I'm out 2 weeks later.
We've been adhering to the contract unknowingly for years.
Yeah.
The invisible NLI. Well, no,
The national letter of intent.
The national letter of
Clearinghouse and all.
intent, right? We sign over, we got to be here. It's a contract for 4 years, year to year. No pay, you get to play.
Yeah.
Okay, now we changing the landscape. It's what it's supposed to be right now. Control it. But you gotta get good advice. You gotta get good mentorship. Can't just throw this shit around. You gotta come see Larry. Oh no, never mind. Sonny. Money making Sonny. Cause we gonna make some money. Y'all come fuck with me. It ain't even funny.
Well, speaking of making money, let's keep this thing moving. We'd like to give a shout out to MeUndies for sponsoring today's podcast. Fellas, it's time to upgrade your underwear with the Ultra Modal Ball Caddy Boxer Briefs from MeUndies. Ball Caddy is really the perfect way to describe how these feel. These game-changing briefs are designed for next-level support. No squishing, no sticking, just pure cloud-like comfort. Not happy with your first pair of undies? It's on MeUndies. So make sure you slide into the game-changing comfort with MeUndies. Support the show by going to MeUndies.com/arena and using the code ARENA to get 20% off your first order plus free shipping. That's MeUndies.com/arena, code ARENA for 20% off plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in. So the guys on the couch have all received the product. How are MeUndies working out for you all? You wearing them right now? You rubbing your leg. Shout out to the MeUndies team for blessing the arena.
It do kind
Change your game.
of make you do that though. They kind of make you go like, hey, motherfuckers gotta feel nice.
Very comfy, very stylish. But shout out to MeUndies for supporting the show. So there was some playoff basketball last night. Thunders and Wolves tipped off the Western Conference Finals Tuesday night. OKC bested the Nuggets with a Game 7 blowout win at their crib Sunday, while the Wolves were well rested, chilling for the past week after eliminating the Stephless Warriors in 5 games to reach their second straight conference finals. The team split their season series with 2 wins each, but had not played in nearly 3 months. Minnesota appeared poised to walk into the Thunder's trap and steal Game 1, but OKC got it done on the defensive end, and SGA caught fire in the second half to lead the Thunder to another blowout win. Let's take a look at the highlights So Wolves got off to a hot start, scoring the first 8 points of the game, but SGA kept the Thunder in the game at the free throw line, drawing multiple fouls and shooting 7 free throws in the first 4.5 minutes of game action, including one after a tech by Ant-Man for throwing the ball at Shai in frustration as Shai laid on the ground after a foul. So despite their shooting woes, the Thunder bounced back and were only down 3 after the first frame. A scary moment for the Wolves near the end of the first quarter when Ant-Man landed awkwardly and rolled his right ankle. The same ankle he's tweaked in both of the Wolves' 2 previous series. Ant-Man finished the first quarter, went to the locker room at the break, but did return in the second quarter. Julius Randle held it down for Minnesota, scoring 20 of his team-high 28 points in the first half. Randle finished 9 of 13 from the field and 5 of 6 from 3 in the game with 8 rebounds, but he also had 5 turnovers. Meanwhile, SGA struggled early, finishing the first half with 11 points on 2 of 13 shooting, but did knock down 7 of his 9 free throw attempts. SGA's 11 missed field goals tied for the most in any half this season. The Wolves were up 4 at the break. SGA got back to getting buckets in the second half, scoring 20 points in the final 2 quarters while going 8 of 14 from the field in the second half. Finished with 31 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals. 4th 30-point game against the Wolves this season, 8th 30-point game in this postseason. So OKC was down 4 midway through the third quarter, but went on a 17-2 run, including a stretch where they scored 10 straight points to take control of the game. SGA scored or assisted on 20 of the Thunder's 32 points in the third quarter. They outscored Minnesota 32-18 in the period. Jalen Williams came through with another solid game, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals. Chet Holmgren, 15, 7 boards, and 2 blocks. Isaiah Hartenstein, 12 and 5 boards, and Alex Caruso and Kendrick Williams combined for 17 points on the bench. The Wolves tried to stay within striking distance in the fourth quarter, cutting the deficit to 9 points, but that's as close as they would get. Ant-Man went scoreless in the final frame, attempting just 1 shot, finished the game with 18 points and 9 rebounds on 5 of 13 shooting. It was Ant's second game this postseason, scoring fewer than 20 points. So Ant-Man and Randle got little help from the rest of the squad. Jaden McDaniels had 7 points and 6 boards before fouling out. Mike Conley had 7 points on 2 of 8 shooting, and Rudy Gobert had 2 points and 3 rebounds in 21 minutes of action. Wolves bench struggled as well. Nas Reed only had 4 points on 1 of 11 shooting. He was 0 for 7 from 3. DiVincenzo, 3 of 12 from 3. And SGA's cousin, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, 3 of 11 from the field with 9 points. Thunder, 70 points in the second half, shooting 62% from the field, held the Wolves to just 40 points in the final 2 quarters. OKC scored 31 points off the Wolves' 19 turnovers in the game. Minnesota, 15 of 51 from the 3-point line. So OKC improved to 6-1 at home this season with consecutive 25-point wins for the first time in franchise history. After the game, SGA had this reaction to playing in his first conference finals game.
It felt different from jump, more like pressure-oriented. Feels like a little more physical. But at the end of the night, it's basketball. They throw you a problem, and you have to solve it, whatever it looks like. That's what it is every night, and that's what it was tonight. They had different coverages, different personnel out there, and we have to attack it and work together as a unit to solve the problems out there. And we did that tonight, especially in the second half.
Well, Mr. B, I will start with you. What are the biggest takeaways from Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals? Thunder doing it on the defensive and offensive side, getting the big win at the crib.
I hope Rudy show up.
Sacre Blue.
Because if not, then he can go sit down. I know we was up here talking about Mike Conley, not trying to, if Mike Conley should play or not, but it looked like Mike Conley should definitely be out there. They fell into the one-on-one a lot in the second half. That's when the game kind of got away from them. But SGA, man, he's just going to keep putting the pressure on. They're just going to keep, regardless if his shot is falling from 12 to 15 foot, he's going to keep attacking, keep getting to that rim. And them young boys, man, they just kept going at him. Chet was playing big. Yeah, man, they just look good. I feel like it's more pressure on the 23-year-old kid, in Minnesota, just because he said he's the best and he's calling out people, so he's gonna have to show up.
Anthony Edwards leading the Wolves' second straight Western Conference Finals. You said more pressure on Ant-Man than the likely MVP of the league this season, SGA, who's on the top team in the NBA.
Yeah, that's fine, but he ain't talking. He just, if you're talking, you're gonna have it's more pressure on you.
You say you're the best, you got to prove that you're the best when it matters. Okay, let's move over to this side, Sonny. What were your biggest takeaways from Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals? Keep it activated.
Yeah, it's kind of dry. Oh, man, so much to unpack here. Let's see. First, let's talk about OKC's scheme to load up on Ant-Man every time it's just the ball. Switch on everybody, load up. Take away his options to penetrate the lane and force him into being a jump shooter. And then you look at the intangibles and the other pieces on the Wolves who really didn't show up to do anything. Jaden McDaniels, he's trying to figure out how to play defense on Guy. And you're looking at a scheme on the other side as your Ant-Man, and you're like, okay, what do? I got 2 on me all the time. And we got a good core defensive guys on the other side that really understand what I'm doing over here. And it's just me. So he had to regulate trying to get the ball up and get the other guys involved, and it didn't work. But the other side is I see that Minnesota's reluctancy to try to guard Shai is weird because you don't know how to guard him. They're going to call a foul. So as a defender, you're trying to figure out what move is he going to make. Is he going to try to flail and get the call, or is he going to go and play ball? And that's the middle ground that the defenders like them. They didn't have a scheme. They played them straight up. Play them straight up. We ain't going to load up. We ain't going to do none of that. We just play them straight up. And then when they had to go zone, it's because they got in foul trouble. It's like a scramble, and you can't put Rudy out there. You can't do certain things, and it gets ugly at that point. And I think I like OKC's willingness to push the lead up once they got a lead and kept it. That was good for them.
I think Gobert picked up 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes of the game. Was pretty ineffective for the rest of the game. But good, when you look at OKC Thunder getting the win at home, just beat the Nuggets Game 7 2 days earlier, came back-to-back 25-point-plus wins. What are you seeing from this Thunder squad right now?
I mean, they're very good. They have this weird high level of experience from a group that's not experienced. They play very well with each other. That's one thing that they do have over Wolves. Wolves made the trade, and they're still trying to figure out how their offense really works. When this group is, they have everything dialed in. Everyone knows exactly what they're supposed to do out there, when, where, how. So they are really the more mature team when it comes to how they play the game. They don't settle. The guys that are attackers attack, right? They don't do anything outside of what they can do, and that's the advantage that they have against the Wolves. Wolves are still trying to figure out who they are, what they do best, what they like, where they like it. You have 3 guys in the starting lineup on the Wolves that really don't bring any offense, which makes it easier, right? You're talking about Conley, who has to be more of a spot-up guy when he's used to manipulating the defense. Rudy can't give you shit outside of 2 feet.
Nothing.
And then McDaniels is a corner guy who don't dribble very much, so he has to wait for the ball to be, in tune with this offense. So then it's just one-on-one with Randall, one-on-one with, Ant-Man. So, they're easily guardable if you can contain Ant-Man and just we're going to load up on you, keep you out of the paint, passing to the guys who don't create for themselves. But, when it comes to just the overall defense, Rudy is probably the most important player for the Wolves because he's the only one who's supposed to be 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, this all-world defensive guy. You're the guy that is the person that's supposed to stop these 2 from coming in here. So if you're not smart enough to stay on the floor, then those trophies are meaningless to us right now. Because they're coming here. They're coming in this lane. This is where they want to come. So you now have to put all 4 years of trophies together and become excellent. This is not a team that's chucking threes. They don't give a fuck about no threes like that unless they have to. Other than that, they want that paint. They're challenging you. They're coming in there. They're going to get you jumping, throwing it off. They're going to dip it off to their big man. So you got to be able to play fake it here. You like this is your series.
They throwing lobs and shit.
Right? They're coming to you. They're not going to do anything else. So you got to know what shots to jump for because if you jump wrong and you don't get that block, weak side rebound goes to the 7-footers back there. Right, so it's a game where if Rudy, everything that you've been your Hall of Fame career lies on this series. Next series, this series right here, because these guys want to go to that rim.
So you talk about Thunder, only took 21 threes in the game, but 11 for 21, shot 52% from deep, 54 points in the paint in the game. So nearly half their points came in the paint in this matchup.
I mean,
That's where they're coming. So if, if he
no
gets
matter
2
what.
foul troubles and he's out of the game, who's back there? Who's back there jump? Both of your guys are non-athletic like that. Like, it's not like Julius got a fucking 40-inch vertical and Nas Reed is sitting there with 40-inch vertical. You know, you got guys that they don't feel as a threat when they come into the lane.
And Williams is on the attack.
Huh?
And Williams is on the attack.
Yeah, the most athletic person is fucking Ant-Man on the team.
They on the attack.
I mean, what's the name can do his own, the defensive player, Daniel. He has his matchup. He can reach and still challenge Shai at the rim. So he's more one-on-one contained defensively, but he's still going to need some help.
Double foul trouble in that game. So we got a great stat from Second Spectrum. So SGA drove 28 times in game 1. Timberwolves collectively drove 27 times as a team in this game.
How many free throws total?
So
By both sides?
So Thunder had 26 free throw attempts in this game. Wolves had 21.
And one man drove how many times?
27.
SGA drove 28 times.
So he drove more than the holes.
The entire Wolves team had 27.
I'll say this.
He
If
stands.
you have an understanding of getting to the free throw line 20 times a game as a team, get to the line 20 times a game. And how many SGA a game?
SGA got to the line 14 times in this game. I think he
No,
was second.
per game period. Just
Second in the league, right behind Giannis. I want to say 9.
9?
Yeah, 9 or 10 times.
9 a game. The team averages 20. It's a lot for one player. It's a lot for one player. And then he got 9 free throws in the first quarter.
He was
Yes.
fouling.
7 in the first quarter, 7 to 9 in the first half, I believe.
Imagine if he played through the foul.
He did in the second half.
He did.
He only had 5 in the
Because
second
you got everybody. Now everybody got to play defensive. Everybody got to play defensive now. You
but
can
stop
flop
fouling.
and get. You can flop and get the foul, the non-foul, and then now you can play through the foul because you know they can't foul you now.
So Giannis led
smart.
Giannis led the league free throw attempts 11
This
per
week.
game in the regular
This
season.
week? Or
Yeah,
SGA
Or is it a
9
narrative?
attempts
this week.
with the SGA narrative.
Because
you think that's a week?
Because do you know how many players in history averaged over 30 and shot under 9 free throws? There's only a handful. Like Jordan shot 12 free throws a game. Kobe shot 10, 10, 10, 11. Allen Iverson shot 10, 10, 11. He shot, what, 8.8?
Yeah, 8.8 this season.
Shot 8.8 this year. And they're calling him a free throw merchant, but everybody in history who's averaged 30 are shooting over 10 free throws a game.
not-
Giannis averaged what?
They're not free throw
10.6 free
merchants.
throw attempts.
10.6 free throws.
Allen Iverson played through fouls.
Yeah, call a whistle. Like, I just, if he knows how to get fouled, he knows how to get fouled. That's just,
Yeah, flopping.
He was 12.
Same shit Trey
He
Young
went
was
2
getting.
for 12 in the first quarter, right?
Same
Like,
shit.
like he,
From the first half from the field. I think it was
yeah, he was.
and he only shot 5 free throws in the second half, and in the fourth quarter, he only shot, 2 free throws. That's
He
when
don't
blew
get
the
those
other-
free
7
throws.
free throw attempts the first 4.5 minutes of the game.
They don't give him them free throws. What he shoot from the field? He shoot 2 for what?
But he been
That was
playing.
just the first half.
First half he was what?
I think 2 of 11.
2 of 11. If he don't shoot them free throws, man, that looks really bad.
But he been playing like this all year, though.
Yeah, they
Like
2 of
that-
13.
I mean,
That's what they've been
like
Two of
this game-
13 in the first half, 8 of 14
Right.
in the second.
And that's why it looked the way it looked in the first half, because it was just a bunch of, oh, that's not a foul. It's like you just throwing it up. And you just, hey.
Yeah, smart. He was struggling, and he helped himself get a rhythm by shooting free throws. It's like I'm trying to figure out in NBA history who's never done that. What player? Name me a great that averaged. You can go with Melo, you can go with T-Mac, you can go with D-Wade. I mean, just name anyone who was a great player that wasn't gifted at getting to the charity line.
So let's take a look free throw attempts per game for MVP since 2000. I'll go with just the guards. So Westbrook 10.4, LeBron 10.2, AI 10.1, Harden 10.1. KD was up there 9.9. LeBron in his 08-09 MVP season 9.4. Kobe in his 08 MVP season was at 9.5. And SGA likely MVP this year 8.8.
So he's the lowest. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
the
of
lowest.
those 12, it was 12.
That's just MVPs. If you have
just named you the
people
guards,
that's
but-
averaging 32 and up, that's So that's what I said. It's more of a narrative because how he's getting fouled. But it's somebody that's just smart. He's smart.
I mean, but
if I know how you play defense, if I know if I'm gonna go over this screen and you're taught to fight over, what are you gonna do? Stop. Yeah, I'm going. You know what I mean? There's things I'm gonna do because I know you have to play it a certain way.
Well, especially if we're trying to get in the penalty and they
Harkenstein. Every time you get that pop, if you get that pop right here, instead of shooting that floater, pump fake. Rudy jumps every time. Jump into him. Foul.
All right, well, let's
but that's what I'm saying. But that's how if you know what the defense does, it's easy to manipulate them. So if Harkenstein gets it every time and just pump fakes, Rudy's going to jump 100% of the times. Let him jump off the ground, jump into him, foul.
Yeah,
sit his ass down. Go sit down because he's not disciplined.
All right, so let's get into it. SGA, 14 free throws in the game. Like I said, 7 in the first 4.5 minutes of the game. But let's take a look at the tech that Ant-Man got early on in that game. So SGA drove the basket about 8 minutes ago to the game. The Wolves were up 10-3 at that point. So Ant tossed the ball, SGA discussed. Here's another look at the play.
We got a little chippiness in the first quarter.
Doris Burke during the game commented early in the game that there's a reason NBA Twitter calls SGA a free throw merchant. After the game, Wolves head coach Chris Finch had this to say about SGA's quote-unquote foul baiting.
Yeah, there was a lot of frustration out there, but we know we talked about that before the series started, and we have to be able to kind of put that aside and get on with the next play mentality.
So before we get into the conversation, we asked the chat, is SGA a free throw merchant? 65% of the chat said that SGA is a free throw merchant. I don't particularly think that's a bad thing. I think people might see that as an insult.
The objective of the game is to score.
Exactly.
Put the ball in the basket. If I'm going to be in the lane 29 times a night, I'm going to be at the free throw line for sure. Somebody's fouling me.
Motherfucker drive. How many times did he drive?
28 times in the game. The Wolves
He drove 28 times in that game. He's driving 28 times.
Somebody's fouling.
Your team drove 27. How many free throws did the team get?
So Thunder shot 26 free throws for the game. Wolves shot 21. The fouls were 22 apiece.
So
ended up that way at the end of the game.
So he's getting all of his fouls driving. They're getting theirs here and there. Just aggression. Like Ant-Man, listen, somebody like Ant-Man, it's going to be hard for him to get a lot of fouls. Because he wants to jump over everybody, right? It's no different than, he's one of those guys that jump fades like he's a fader, but when he gets ready to come in the lane, everybody moving. They're not trying to challenge that shot. Only time you're going to challenge somebody's shot because they're not dunking on you.
He's not a flopper, that's why. He ain't got nothing to do with none of that. Niggas play ball like you play ball at the park, and we're not calling foul. Not calling nothing.
Call it what you want.
All that shit, man. Everybody look at it the way they look at it. Why you think they laughed at the box score when they looked at it?
Who
Why
laughed?
you think he threw the ball at him?
Who laughed at the box
man, here
score?
he go. Well, look at you, man. Stop with this shit, man. Let us hoop, bro. Come on, what you on? Damn.
I don't know why they're looking at that. They should be laughing at the off the bench. 1 for 11, 0 for 7 from the 3, 3 for 14, 3 for 12 from the 3, 3 for 11, 2 for 9 from the 2. That's what they should be laughing at. They should be laughing at their own fucking team.
And we will talk about
15
that.
for 51 from the 3. Laugh at that. That's what you need to be laughing at. Y'all worrying about somebody getting free throws. Worry about making a fucking shot.
And we will talk about that in a moment, Gil. We will talk about that in a
I'm just
moment.
saying this is the playoffs. They over here arguing about a nigga who's driving the whole time. The fuck he driving fucking 40 times. How many free throws you think he gonna get?
28.
I'm expecting Steph not to get a lot of free throws because he shoot jump shots. If you want to shoot 10 threes a game, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. I'm pretty sure DiVincenzo didn't have a lot of threes.
Just keep him out. Try to keep him out the paint.
12 threes, zero free throws. Alexander Walker, 9 threes, 0 free throws. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we don't shoot free throws. None of those guys shoot free throws. Ant-Man, 8 threes, 7 free throws. SGA took 27. SGA took 27 shots. Only 4 was threes. You know where he's going. Stop him.
Keep him out the paint.
So like we're talking
Load
about.
up, shit. Make him shoot jumpers.
Everybody listen, all your NBA players listen. It should be all 300 of y'all driving next year.
Yeah. Drive. Same thing Allen Iverson did.
Don't be flopping.
Michael
now.
Jordan did it. I
If
did it.
everybody don't get the calls, you know it's different now.
James
But just drive.
James Harden, Russ Everett, KD. You heard the free throw list, right? The lowest on there. So he ain't doing nothing different that everybody else did.
No, Ant Edwards was driving. Not
What?
getting no calls.
Yeah, he tried to dunk
He
on
took
some-
13 shots.
He tried to
eight was
dunk on.
threes.
He tried to dunk on old boy.
No, he was
I
doing
believe
some
5 of
driving.
13 from the field in the
Trying to
game,
dunk on
8
no boy
three-point
last
attempts.
Wait,
But-
he took so half his shots was three, more than half his
Well,
shots.
let's take a deeper dive into it. So there have been criticism of the whistle SGA gets all season. Obviously, that didn't stop in game one. Here are the fouls SGA was able to draw in the Thunder's game one win. I want y'all to be the judge for yourself. Take a look.
Foul.
Foul on Gobert early in the game.
Harkenstein, you can get that every time. That's a foul.
Okay.
I can't see that one. Yep.
Get your hand out the cookie jar.
Yep. Hey, that was a foul, but they didn't call it. And then I don't know what
foul.
Ant-Man was
Yeah.
doing here. That was just Ant-Man. They haven't called a foul yet, and then he does that.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah. That was a little.
What happened? What was that? Foot caught? Oh, yeah, foul?
You think that's a foul?
Yeah, he's tripped him.
Okay.
Foul.
Foul. Hook. Man, these niggas just stupid, man. That was not a foul. But it looked like a foul because he got tripped. It looked like he got tripped. He just lost his footage. They gave it back. That's the easiest one to call. That's the Lou Will. When they put their hand on you, right there, that push, yeah.
That float shot.
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to our producers
He just fell
putting
down.
together this
Yeah,
extensive.
bump. Boom.
Fell
Yeah.
down.
Yep. Yep.
So I made
It's
so
just dumb. They're just. He's not getting Kawhi with none of these like that.
see, but the thing is it's not even just. It's like when we was watching the game, they was doing dumb fouls in the
It's just
beginning.
dumb fouls.
So it's like he's in the penalty. It's 4, and it's like they got 4 fouls already, team fouls. It's already in the penalty. So, I mean, what you gonna do after that? You're gonna keep attacking. But I mean, I think maybe about 3 or 4. I mean, maybe 3 calls was like
The only one,
questionable. 3 or 4.
the tripping, the tripping one is the late call. That's where his foot is hooked.
Okay.
When he's shooting a jump shot, he caught it, right? I mean, there's really nothing you can do about that, you know. But for the most part, you already know the scheme of what he does. He's gonna bump you first, boom. Soon as you get the bump back, that's when he's.
And I gotta give credit to SGA. He does a great job selling these calls, as we like to say.
Man, it's just
I'm about to say
Been going
I'm
on.
about to say that's
You may call that.
high IQ.
What'd you call it?
He's selling the calls.
Okay.
High IQ.
I like the way you say it.
If
But listen,
somebody
I don't like the way I
Aren't you
say it.
supposed
They
to
get
manipulate
offended
the
when I
game?
say
But
it that
just
way.
say flop. You're
It
supposed to
sounds
manipulate the
better.
game?
Selling the
As
call.
much as you can.
High IQ.
That's what I
He's
think.
selling, flopping, foul baiting,
You know what's
merchant.
so funny is, you know, if they call every foul in the NBA, the game would be over by what, the beginning of the third quarter, they said?
Everybody will foul out.
Yeah, everybody would foul out. There would be no players left. So that means they're not calling. They said 75% of the actual fouls. Which means if I know your job is not to call the fouls, then that means I got to sell when I think I'm getting fouled.
Got it.
Back in the day. Oh, you remember that shit?
Yeah, yeah.
You go in there,
Yep.
you do this, you slap yourself, bullshit like that. You selling your calls, man. The only people who get penalized the opposite way of fouling is people who are trying to be too strong. So Shaquille O'Neal got penalized for being too strong. LeBron James for most of his career. Giannis, Jokic,
Giannis still leads the league in free throws.
Embiid, Boogie Cousins, Dwight, guys that are so strong, you fouling them, you get the hang on them before they call a foul. But if you watch their games and they call it like this, they'll shoot 25 free throws.
Guys sell fouls because they don't want to pass the ball. It's a good excuse to fucking say, that's why I didn't pass. He fouled me, bro. He fouling me.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I can do it because
You're
you're not,
belling
you're
yourself
not
out by,
disciplined.
hey!
You're not disciplined on defense, so I'm.
If you gotta sell the call, ain't got nothing to do with discipline. I'm as disciplined as it gets. You're selling it.
Are you falling?
Acting. That's what Doris Burke says. Doesn't Doris say he's a great actor? He's acting. That means I'm not fouling him. That's what that means for a defender. If he's acting, that means I'm not fouling him.
You said NBA Twitter says that he's a free throw merchant. NBA Twitter
put it like this. So if he's a free throw, I shot 11 free throws. And he's the free throw merchant.
I mean, you somebody that you always talk about can't wait to get to the free throw.
Yeah, wait, hey.
Get him in the bonus.
Goofy ass.
He always.
But SGA accomplished that early in the game, got him in the bonus early in the first
That's the
quarter.
same thing, kind of.
It's not.
Because he can't wait to get to the free throw.
Kobe and Durant and none of those guys were trying to sell the call. It was a blatant foul. We're going to the rim.
Hey!
No, hold on. No, wait. No, KD, it was this right here. He was selling that every time. He was going to, man, this right. They took this out the game because KD kept doing that.
Yep.
Every time KD got the ball, somebody did. That's selling.
What's
You're
this?
just doing that.
Foul.
If I'm shooting, your hand right here.
Foul, yes, foul.
I don't have to sell that.
So you don't think that's what they got a hand up? You don't think he's doing the same thing?
No.
So
He's falling before he even hit him.
So
We just seen he just fell to the ground. Nobody touched him.
okay,
So when you fall, you get a foul. The same thing for Joel Embiid. He's a foul merchant too. He's one of the worst.
But what's wrong with that?
He won't get the
You
call.
mean because you're just falling on the ground and you get a call, ain't nobody touch you. There's something wrong with that.
No, no.
What do you
You're not just
mean?
getting a call.
If you're guarding somebody and they fall and the dude call a foul, you're not mad?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. What are we talking about then?
But that's not happening.
It is what's happening.
The one when he just fell, they gave him the call back.
Bro, if we're on the same team, we're playing against this guy, and you guarding him first, you get your first 2 calls because he fell on the ground. You're on the bench. You're mad. You're looking at me like, bro, it ain't too much we could do tonight. He falling tonight. That don't make you mad.
No, it does.
you can make it mad, but that don't stop.
But I mean, so let's do something else. Let's go double. Let's get the ball out of his hands.
If he falls, what if he falls again? He's falling and he can't get up. Just keep falling.
Here we go. If you're playing against Rashad,
Come on.
right? If you're playing against Rashad, what do you think he's gonna do? He's gonna try to what?
Muscle me.
Muscle you, right?
That's what you thought.
Easy to sell his calls. It's easy to sell the call.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm gonna bump him, and when he tries to one of these, oh shit!
I'm going to do that.
Wow.
But from the look, yes. I'm saying if I'm going to get you,
That ain't got nothing to do with me and my genius. Yo,
I know-
looking ass thinking I'm going to do that.
I know, but
it's
that's
your
fine.
fault.
I know, but I'm gonna do it.
Hand
I'm gonna
down,
do it anyway.
hand down, dart your eye. I don't got to back you down.
No, you're gonna.
No,
foul.
we're talking about on
No,
defense.
yeah,
When
you're on defense. If you're on defense, I'm gonna go right at you because you look.
Because you look so strong
look-
that
I'm gonna
when
do- I'm gonna
when
do
you
is hold
touch
my
me,
body.
when you touch me, I'm flailing.
So what'd you go? So say it again. I look like if you just run into me, you could just go what?
Yes. Yep.
Sell it.
Foul.
Yes.
Sell it.
Yeah.
Instead of being tough.
What
I am being tough.
Instead of being tough.
I am being tough.
Run
because
through the
I'm
foul.
running into a brick
Oh,
wall.
man.
I know.
Is that what we teaching
I
the
am
kids?
being tough.
Is that what we teaching the kids?
I'm gonna run into you.
Is that what we teaching the
Jump
kids?
shot,
Bro,
That
get
what
to
we
that free
teaching
throw
the
line.
kids?
Man, free throw line win games. Free throw.
Jalen Brunson, he goes through the foul.
He does the same thing. He does the same thing.
Jalen
dog.
Brunson
He does
plays
the same
through
thing.
the foul, bro.
He does the same
He
thing.
plays through the foul.
I gotta play through the foul to get my end one.
Bro, SGA and
No.
SGA and Brilliant,
Nah.
bro. They're
Brunson not falling,
bro. They're
just
IQ
to fall,
geniuses,
bro.
They're IQ geniuses, bro.
So,
they just commit to play.
not falling, just to fall,
If
bro.
I'm coming down on a break on you on the right hand side, I'm going right at you.
Right at you.
I know you're gonna foul. You're gonna have
I'm
to.
not gonna
Hopefully you
foul
try to
you.
Yes, you are.
Hopefully you try
The
to
fact
stay
that your dumb ass think you could just run into me, I'm just gonna pull the chair. Look at your
Then
dumb
lay
ass.
up then.
Run it
Then lay
out,
up.
block it.
Then, you're not.
Your dumb ass,
How
what
you
doing? I'm
pulling?
right here.
How you pulling the chair?
I'm pulling the chair.
How you doing this?
And then I'm
going.
blocking.
And I'm going like
You're not
this.
doing none of that. I'm right in front of you,
No,
bro.
no.
What are you talking?
No.
You just gonna go at me like I'm just gonna be like,
No,
okay.
I'm going right at.
Okay.
Lay. You doing this?
I'm backing up.
Right,
Yeah,
lay.
pull up. I'm
Lay.
stripping the ball.
Lay.
You pull up.
Lay.
I'm stripping it.
Lay.
Like
Whatever. I don't
Lay.
have to be strong.
Like
Lay.
small guy.
I just had to be smart.
Like when a big man is posting up a small guy, and the small guy is sitting there trying to fight him. You stupid.
I did see Alex Caruso do that.
No,
to
but
Joker in Game
what
7.
I'm saying is it's a dumb thing.
Say
Take
it.
the charge.
Saw Caruso, big body Joker.
Take the charge. If you know that
Did
guy's
he have
gonna
to take a charge?
like the White Howard
could have.
and then
Did he have to?
He didn't need. He locked.
He did not.
like the White Howard or something, they're sitting there going to lower their shoulders. Why are you trying to muscle? What you think this? You're trying to muscle with this guy. Soon as he lowers his shoulder, take the charge.
So
You don't need to pretend you're strong. We know you're not stronger than him. Take the charge.
So, Sonny, I'm going to ask you
Make
directly.
him change it up.
I'm going to ask you directly, Sonny. Are the criticisms of SGA's whistle justified?
The criticism of his whistle.
A lot of
yes,
people upset with the whistle
For
that
sure.
SGA gets.
for sure.
Western Conference Finals.
After going through the game last night, we went through a whole analytical breakdown of how he getting his points, why he was struggling, how he got his shit back. And it's an advantage. It's just like the James Harden step back when nobody knew how to stop that shit.
So we watched a clip of all the fouls that SGA drew in the game, even the one that was overturned. Did you feel like the bulk of those were not foul?
Yeah, both of them wasn't. But the fact that there was some that wasn't, like it would be good if none of them was. If all of them
None
was,
of them were fouls?
No, I'm saying if none of them, if all of them were fouls, it would be good. If all of them were fouls, it'd be great. But the fact you got like 3 or 4, that's crazy.
Damn, so those fouls decided the game?
That's 8 points.
They lost by 35, 400 points. How much did they lose by?
Because they did not lose by 400
Because
points.
when he was getting all the
26 points.
when he was getting all the fouls, they were losing.
Yeah.
26
For the
points.
first quarter,
First half.
they were losing.
They were
Yeah.
down early in the first quarter. SGA got 7
Down how
free throws.
much?
How many?
Because SGA was-
halftime, what was the
Like
score?
8.
Wolves were up by 4.
So they were losing when he was getting all this free
And the
throws.
Wolves were up by 3 after the first
2
quarter.
for 12 in the first quarter.
Yeah, they were down. I think Wolves
Shai,
scored
they
first
They were
8
playing
points.
good defense.
He shot a total of 5 free throws for the second half.
He missed some gimmies.
They were playing great defense.
No, he missed some gimmies, some in and outs.
That's what I'm saying.
The same shot. To me, I mean, when I was watching the game, he's shooting the same shots. He get to the same spaces, right in that paint, fall back, everything.
So, question for the couch: whether you agree with SGA's ability to draw fouls or not, call it foul baiting, being a foul merchant, whatever. How hard is it to keep your cool when it feels like an opposing player is getting every whistle?
No, play better defense. Shit, make an adjustment. Do something different. Obviously,
That's how you would feel with the question he just asked. That's how you
obviously, nobody's been able to guard this man one-on-one all year. So, you know what he's gonna do, and nobody's still stopping it. So, figure something else out. Trap him. Get the ball out of his hands. I don't know, but if he's gonna come down and be able to play one-on-one, good luck with whoever guarding him. And that go for anybody in the league.
You know what the real irony of this is? I think people are not thinking that the referees don't do their homework. The referees don't look at all these plays after the game. So if everyone's saying he's a free throw merchant, these ain't fouls, you don't think they have to watch this? They have to watch all these plays, and they out there still making the same call. So they're behind the scenes agreeing that he's just good at this. Some people are just gifted at this shit, man.
Yeah. We had
it's just one of I watch them sometimes. I was like, fuck, that was like Lou Will. Some people are just fucking gifted at knowing how to get fouled.
Fuck, Devin Harris. Fuck.
We had SGA's pops here in the arena a couple months ago. We talked about the whole foul merchant, foul baiting criticism that his son gets, but pointed out that he has an innate ability to understand the rules and manipulate those rules to be able to draw fouls. So if people have a problem with that, then you have a problem with the officials for calling that. Because if they stop calling that stuff, I would imagine he has to change his game up.
But there are other guys in the league that
That's what
get fouled.
James had to change his game.
There are other guys in the league that average just as much free throws as him. Correct? There's a second, a third, and a fourth. They don't have the same criticism.
Yeah.
Only one guy has the
Trae
criticism.
Young third, 7.4 free throw attempts per game. Harden fourth, 7.3 free throw attempts per game this season. Jalen Brunson fifth in
And
the
his
regular
went
season.
down 'cause they stopped
6.9
calling
free
that.
throw attempts. And then Joker was
His shit
7.
would be at
with
11.
For everybody who
So only one guy, probably Joker, the only one that's not, people don't consider
Yeah, Trae reputation.
all
is big
3
call.
point guards.
James Harden has that same reputation. Jalen Brunson, I don't think gets it quite as much.
Guys who got the ball in their hand the most.
Guys who are probably the most skilled, too.
I didn't realize we're penalizing people because they're just smarter than everybody. Like literally, you have to dumb down basketball because I don't see we do know who the elite defenders are, right? What is their all defensive team? What,
Pull it up.
what's all defensive team?
I know any defender out there that's watching, they like, man.
Has not been released yet for this
We
season.
can't guard you. We can't
Who
touch you.
is the best guard defender?
We done for. It's a done night. We can't touch Brandon. We can't touch him, man. They not letting us touch. We can't guard him.
But they only shot 26 and 21 free throws. So
All year long, he can't breathe on them. That's what he said. We know coming in here, we knew we tried to scheme for him before the series. We knew what we was going to get. But, you know, we got to figure it out.
And you know his saying, man, he's consistent. He's been consistent all year doing this. Somebody should know.
He
by
know
now.
what he doing.
Somebody should know. Can't fault him for that.
He know what he doing.
Watch better film. Coach, or whatever his coach is, go do another scheme or something. Shit. Oh, I don't know. Get out of here. I don't know.
When I hear that,
Lou Dort, Dyson Daniels, Amen Thompson, I think. Perimeter.
Look like it's the coaching.
play against Daniels, you said Daniels, right?
Dyson Daniels led the league in steals.
He shot 4 free throws against him, took 23 shots.
Shit, as long as they keep starting Mike Conley, he ain't got to play defense.
Listen, I want to look at like some of those elite, like that's on that first team that's considered elite defenders who, you know, I want to see how many free throws he takes against, you know, the Boston Celtics, Drew Holiday and them. They're smart enough not to fall for it. They understand. They're watching tape, right? For the moment, we pretended that these guys actually watch tape all year to see when he comes in here, what he gonna do. Right, if you know what a guy likes to do, left, right, when he comes in, he likes to dip his shoulder, and when he dip his shoulder and he fakes like he's gonna go out and he stops, Sam Cassell, push the ball over, right? Let you catch up, pump fake, knowing you're gonna jump, run into you, right? That was his move, right? So you have to understand what the offense does if you're gonna be a great defender, because the offense is looking at what you do as a defensive player. That's why I said, what's the name? If you catch that ball right there, fake Rudy every single time. He's jumping every single time. Get him out of the game. You don't have to go up and shoot that floater. It's open, pump fake just one time, let Rudy jump, get the foul. Now he's grounded, score it. Third time, pump fake again. If he don't jump, pump fake it again. He gonna jump that time, get the second foul. Zach's gotta sit down. It's a chess match. That's all he's playing. He's playing a numbers game. I drive 26 times. How many fouls can I accumulate? Even if I don't shoot free throw, how many fouls can I accumulate? How many people are going to sit on the bench? Don't settle. No one gets in I can't get you in foul trouble if I'm just sitting and shooting a whole bunch of threes because that's what you want me to do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've been preaching it the whole time. Go to the lane. Get to the basket.
So we talked about what SGA did regular season, obviously second in free throw attempts per game, but should it be a different metric in terms of what they call as fouls in the playoffs? We talk about playoff basketball. Should there be room for more aggression? Or are these fouls playoffs regular season?
I mean, both teams only shot 26 and 21 free throws, so it wasn't a lot of, it wasn't a lot of, like, you know, it wasn't that much.
One guy shot 14 of the 26, bro. What are you talking about?
And he went to the basket.
One guy shot 14 of the 26.
Okay, can I ask you this? If he drives 20, how many times?
28 times.
If he drives 28 times, how many free throws and layups do you think he should? What do you think the balance is on that? He drove 26 times. How many free throws do you give him? How many just pure layups do you think he's going to get?
We're playing good defense. He don't get no free throws, no layups.
Okay, so 28 times.
He's over
So
28.
fucking simple,
He's
bro.
over
Play
28.
defense. He's driving. Stay in front of him. Hand up. Make him passes. Stay in front of him. It's called driving kick drill. We used to do it all the fucking time.
You think it's that easy?
It is.
No, it ain't.
He drove
No, it ain't.
28
No, it
times.
ain't.
No middle.
So he's 0 for 20.
No middle.
0 for 28.
Then we get taught no middle.
Yep.
On the closeout.
Ice it, yep.
High left. If the ball's on the right wing, I'm closing out left side, pushing to the baseline. Where's your fundamentals? I don't want to hear this shit, man. I really want to talk hoop.
So, but you just said
I really want to talk.
But you
bro.
just said if a dude drives 28 times,
I
he
can
should
stop
have
him.
zero free throws.
Zero free throws,
and
zero
throw-
layups.
So he's 0 for 28.
He shouldn't be
On
shooting.
it.
He should
On
be
it.
passing
On
on
it.
every drive.
I'm
He don't
not-
have a lane.
I'm-
He has nowhere to pass. He
I'm
has
not
nowhere to shoot. He has to pick up his dribble, and he has to look
I'm
like
not-
Caruso does when he drives.
I'm not saying what
Doesn't Caruso
I'm not
do that?
saying what you should do. I'm
He
saying,
drives, and then he picks it up, and he looks to pass it to somebody. Why are we not counting his drives?
because it doesn't count as a drive. We're saying he's already there.
Doesn't count as a
So,
drive. What do you
well,
mean? He's driving, he's picking the ball up.
Yes.
That's a drive.
He stopped. He
Yeah,
got stopped.
why- they can do the same
in
thing.
the lane. We're saying in the lane. That means he already got that. That means your defense is not there. So how many layups do you give this MVP and how many free throws?
Not getting no layups, you're not getting no free throws, we're not fouling them. It's called
0
play
for-
without fouling.
so 0 for
It's called
28.
play without fouling.
So
It's called play without fouling.
Wow.
Okay.
0 for 28?
All right, well, let's keep this thing moving. I think we've had sufficient
Realistic?
foul merchant discussions for
You want to talk basketball, but that's the realistic take.
Good defense, driving, no foul. Good defense, driving, no foul. Passing the ball. What are you talking about?
A dude who's averaging 30 will go to the lane 28 times and not get a one free throw or layup.
If he's not looking for the, he's not trying to sell the foul, and you got a guy like Lou Dort guarding him or somebody like that guarding him, you can play good defense, especially if it's team defense.
So
They're playing good defense on the other end. They're stopping Ant Edwards from doing what Shai does. How?
Because
I'm not letting him drive to the lane.
Because
I
Edwards
already stopped
threes.
him from driving to the lane.
we're going to talk
So
about
we're
jump
saying
shooter.
he got
thought
in the
y'all was
lane
watching the game.
28
He's a
times.
jump
thought
shooter
y'all
more.
was watching the game.
He's a jump shooter more too.
What kind of defense is
He's more of a jump
OKC
shooter, too.
playing on Ant-Man?
He's more of a jump
loading
shooter.
up.
They're loading up
But he's more of a jump shooter.
AAU
too, though.
defense.
So that means he didn't get in the lane 28 times.
because they're loading up, right?
Okay, but we already
He's
said
So the
he,
other team is not loading up.
so he got in there
which is-
28 times.
Right. So what should Minnesota do?
We're not saying what he should. We're saying he got
I'm
there 28
saying what
times.
they should do.
Oh,
I'm
so-
saying Minnesota should do what OKC's doing.
And we're going to talk about that in just a second. Let's wrap this up, though. We asked the chat, is the flopping obvious? 78% of the chat said yes. But let's shift over to one more thing. So
65 and 7.
we got tons of
Come
Wolf
on,
talk.
don't bruise. I ain't been here all week. It's been. Can I fucking celebrate, Joe? What's up, bro?
Spray down, spray down.
Damn,
Spray down and lay down. But let's talk about one last thing before we switch over to the
Treat me
Wolf
like a
side.
special guest, man.
28 times, 0 points.
Making money. Money make it sunny. So like I mentioned on the show yesterday, former Nuggets coach Michael Malone joined the ESPN crew to cover the Western Conference Finals. So Malone coached Nikola Jokic during each of his 3 MVP seasons. And the bulk of this season, which saw Joker become the first big man in NBA history to average a triple-double. While he was still employed by the Nuggets, Malone was very outspoken in his support of Jokic winning MVP this season. But after Game 1, Malone had this to say about Shai.
And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he showed why he's the MVP. He took over in the second half, did so in a very efficient manner, and put the team on his back when they needed him to do so.
I think Shai just won MVP.
Yeah, Shai did, according to Shams. It was supposed to be announced later tonight. Shams could not wait. So, ladies and gentlemen, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, your 2024-25 NBA MVP. It is official. Sources tell ESPN, according to Shams, the NBA got to stop snitching.
They snitched 2 weeks ago.
He been new.
Yes, he been new.
Shout out to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, first MVP in his career. Was down to 2 finalists. Shai got the best of Joker and the Nuggets in their second round series. Now gets the best of Jokic again, winning MVP. Gil, what's your initial reaction to SGA winning his first career MVP?
About goddamn time. No, I'm just playing. Nah.
So Michael Malone was right, I guess.
No. I mean, it's amazing, man. I mean, he's did something that a lot of people can't say they've done is, take a very young team for the last 2 years, to the #1 seed. He felt he got, robbed last year, and he came back to prove it this year that he was the rightful MVP, and and they rewarded him with it. So it's a great thing to watch, no matter what kind of criticism he gets. He knows how to play this game. You can see he's detailed in this game, and it's well deserved.
Mr. B, do you agree with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander winning the MVP award over Nikola Jokic? Nikola, historic season. They finished top 5 in multiple categories, including steals. First big man ever in NBA history ever to triple-double.
Hey, man, stop. Come on.
But-
we know who won.
but-
we know who won, man. We don't need Jokic talk right now, man.
Excuse me. Let
Come
me
on,
know.
stop all that. He heard the question
But SGA
already.
led the Thunder 6-8 wins, led the league in scoring, got the scoring title.
Yeah.
We talked about this on the show previously this week. If he did get this MVP, if he did lead this Thunder squad to a championship finals MVP, where that would put him in Thunder history, what do you think about SGA winning his first career MVP award?
Oh, man. I mean, I'm happy for him. He's consistent all year. Like Gil said, he took a young team. I I remember when we interviewed his dad up here on the couch. And
Shout out
talked
Von
about
Alexander.
how much they love AI and how in tune they are with the game and the details of the game. And you can see his dad's swag, so you know where all the swag and everything come from. So it was just dope just to hear his background. A kid from Canada that probably grew up, probably never knew that, he'll be an MVP. So to have his first MVP and have a winning season behind it too, and also be in the Western Conference Finals is big. So I'm happy for him. And he's consistent.
Sonny, what do you think about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander winning his first MVP?
Congratulations, for sure. He worked hard for it. Took down Titan. And I think that was most important for him. To make sure he beat him, to show everybody if I could beat him, it's, you know what I'm saying?
He beat Joker's ass.
Because if, Joker and them win that series and he still wins it, it's a whole bunch of different kind of conversations, you know what I'm saying? But I like that you can't try to change the narrative now. He got to kind of now come back next year and prove, just like every other MVP has. Giannis, Embiid, Joker, come back the next year and prove the numbers to be the same or similar, take your team to the same, and keep working hard, you know what I'm saying?
3 straight seasons, averaging 30 points per game, shooting over 50% from the field. Only Michael Jordan has done that.
Damn.
3 straight seasons averaging 30.
3 straight seasons, averaging 30 points per game. SGA was the Gills Arena MVP last season, but now officially the NBA MVP. The 2024-2025 season. Congrats to SGA.
The black man. Canadian black man.
A Canadian black man.
Does he put the do-rag on when he got the MVP trophy?
Should he wear the do-rag to his MVP trophy
Wear the
presentation?
Ooh, can't wait for him to be a Laker.
We will find out later this evening.
You won a lot of people, man.
And let's go back to Michael Malone real quick. Like I said, he was very supportive of Joker when he had the job.
I know the Clippers is kicking their ass. Oh, what some idiots.
It is smoky in the arena.
Oh, man, there's some dummies over there in Clipperland. It starts with Charlotte. Y'all some dummies. Because y'all drafted him, and then
Very smoky.
that was the best draft. That was the best draft pick they actually ever drafted. LaMelo's second, and then they traded it.
You know the Hornets
And then
drafted
got
Kobe
the
as well.
Clippers, and then Clippers got it.
They drafted Kobe too.
The Hornets did draft Kobe. You're aware.
But no. No, that was not the same. That was just like Sonics drafting Scottie Pippen. It was already an arrangement.
I'm just telling you.
It was already arranged. It was already arranged.
I'm just letting you know what happened.
He could have been a real enemy over there in the Clipper land.
Probably would not have been an MVP. The Clipper curse would have took on him.
I know.
Braves would not have been as flossy.
That'd have been weird, a Clipper with an MVP.
Facts, huh?
That's
Nasty. That's one of them, like, you just act like it never happened.
Yeah, that's
So official MVP announcement expected tonight. We will have more on that on Gills Arena presented by Underdog. Whoop, whoop, tomorrow. Well, let's talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves now as we wait for the smoke to clear after SGA's MVP announcement. So Ant-Man was averaging nearly 27 points per game heading into the conference finals, held to 18 points in game 1 while attempting just 13 shots. He had this to say about what he needs to do on the offensive end.
I definitely got to shoot more. I only took 13 fucking shots, but I'll say probably just get off the ball a little more, play without the ball. I think that'll be the answer, because playing on the ball, they're just going to double and sit in the gaps all day. So got to go watch some film and pick it apart. We'll figure it out.
Oh, okay. Oh, well.
So you heard Ant-Man say it himself. Shai, do you agree
There it is.
with Ant-Man saying? They pack the paint, clogging.
If you're watching the game, you see where his hesitancy lies. He's trying to read what they're doing. And we watched the game, we analyzed, we seen the first 5 minutes what they was doing. And they were switching on everybody else, loading up on him. And it made it look like a matchup zone. He was trying to read it, figure out where to get his attacking angles from. Finch has the whole offense up at the top of the key, so they don't got no real down screens, no underneath actions. Everything's at the top, so it's easy to switch and load up. So he's going to have to figure out where, if off the ball he plays, where he going to get the ball off the ball. If they're just going to load up and switch everything anyway, it's going to be difficult. You're going to need Julius Randle to say today at this point. I think he's going to be the one guy that, like he did in the first half, he showed up early. He got their momentum early. They up 4 by half, but he can't disappear in the second half. We got to figure out what that was and make a correction.
You heard what Ant-Man said, but what do the Wolves need to do to help Ant better take advantage of the Thunder's defense?
Go back to early 2000, man.
Early 2000 basketball, like the Thunder are doing, 21 three-point attempts to the Wolves' 51.
Who on your team is a threat for us to actually not double you on? Right? You're sitting there trying to do pick and rolls with everyone we're going to double you off of. So go back to early 2000 where the 2 best players play pick and roll. I'm not going to double you off with Julius. The fuck? You do a pick and roll with Randall, and I try to double you, I throw it back to Randall. Randall's by himself. Right? And then you gotta over-rotate with somebody that you didn't plan on rotating from because that's not just your game plan. So the fact that you think you can set a pick and roll with Conley and we're not going to double, we want Conley to shoot a whole bunch of shots. We want Rudy. We want you to throw it to Rudy. Rudy go in there and try to Euro step from a 3-point line and turn around, throw it behind his. Like, I don't know what the fuck kind of basketball he plays when he gets the ball, but what do you think is going to happen when they double that? So the only thing that you could do with their defense is a pick and roll with Randall. He's going to pop just like Denver does when they get to the fourth quarter. The same 2 people are pick and rolling. How are you going to play? You're going to hard show, you're going to over, you're going to switch it. Now you're switching. Now Randall has, smaller guy on him. You should be playing the 2-man game. If not, what you going to do? Be DiVincenzo now? So you can get all those shots because he took 14 shots and you think like, God damn, these side niggas took all these shots. I need to get those shots because they doubling me. I'm giving it up. He's shooting it. That needs to be me. I'm sorry, sir. That's not going to happen because nobody's doubling DiVincenzo coming off the pick and roll. Nobody's doubling Conley coming off the pick and roll. Right? I mean, you can do some drops to the mid post and work from there. But y'all don't have those plays. That's not plays that y'all put into y'all system. So.
And they play too much one-on-one in the second half.
You get the ball and you try to get it. You 2 work together. If you're gonna do one-on-one, let the one-on-one be after you 2 did something.
Play pick.
I pass it to Randall. I come off, see if he gonna give it back. If not, he can pass it, come set the screen. If they're gonna double, dive. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's called basketball. At 24-hour fitness with older guys who can't move very well. Then it just comes pick, pop, slash, duck in. It's simple.
24-hour fitness basketball.
Yeah, with the older guy, not the young niggas. The older guys that don't really want to move no more. They pass. Come set the screen, get it. You dive, keep coming, hand off.
The early morning.
You see the early morning offense, man.
So we talked about Ant-Man first quarter, appeared to roll his right ankle. Has done that now in each of the Timberwolves 3 playoff series. How concerned should the Wolves be with Ant-Man's right ankle for the remainder of the series? It appeared to be bothering him at points.
No, one thing he gonna do is play. He gonna play through that. We ain't gotta worry about that. If it ain't broke, he gonna play for sure. He'll be fine.
He gonna be fine. No excuses.
Yeah, ain't nothing.
No excuse?
Yeah, no, ain't nothing.
So let's talk about the Timberwolves as a whole. Minnesota took 51 threes in the game, were outscored in the paint 54-20. So besides Ant and Julius Randle, their other 3 starters combined for 16 points, going 6 for 16 from the field, 1 for 8 from 3, while their bench trio of Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker combined to shoot 7 for 36 from the field, 5 for 28 from deep. Here are Ant's thoughts on the Thunder's defense in Game 1.
They clog the paint. That's what they do. They don't got much size down there, so they bank on us not making shots, I guess. Go to the rim, it's like 4 people in the paint, so yeah, I guess they just be clogging the paint. They put like 4 bodies in the paint, make you kick it out, so just keep making the right play. It was different. It was different every time. I mean, heavy in the gaps. Sometimes trap the ball screen, sometimes don't. Sometimes just run and jump. It's kind of similar to like AAU. They remind me of like an AAU defensive team, just run and jump, fly around. So it was pretty good. Good to get it out of our system in Game 1. So we'll be ready for Game 2. We should be ready.
So Wolves scored just 88 points in this game. 3rd time this postseason they've been held under 90 points. They're 0-3 in those games. So Sonny, what can the Wolves?
Third
time this postseason they've scored under 90 points.
Yeah, they did one against Golden State.
One against the Lakers, one against Golden State, and one in this.
Yeah, they don't have enough scoring over there, dog.
2 88-point games, 1 85-point game, if I'm not mistaken.
Got enough.
But 0-3 in those games this postseason. So what can the Wolves do to get more looks near the hoop and not settle for so many threes against the Thunder's AAU defense, as Ant-Man described it?
I would play Ant in the post. Get the traditional double to help figure out how they're going to scheme for that, because there's only a few ways you can. And if they do play it like they played Joker, Ant-Man is a little bit more athletic to make plays at the rim. Julius Randle is always going to be a ball stopper, but he needs to be put in a different position than that elbow. Maybe the Dirk position at the free throw line, where he can operate there but not hold the ball. They try to get him the ball there sometimes, but he takes too long. DiVincenzo, to me, has kind of proven to be overrated in this trade. He's not hitting the shots that was expected. He has spurts, but he should be a knockdown, guaranteed bucket when he's open. He's not delivering. Nikhil doesn't have much expectation outside of just competing with his cousin, and I think he's been doing that. You know, he hits shots. He don't. There's not a big expectation outside of that. Nas Reed is probably the biggest one that needs to step up.
Yeah, scoreless in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Finished the game with 4 points.
He gets the ball on the post. I think he needs to slow down a little bit, wait for opportunities to score, but they try to exploit mismatches, but they take too long trying to, like, establish their position and just going. Just catch and go. And I think they'll see different responses from the OKC. Because they're just, like you said, they're throwing AAU defenses at them. And I told the homies, I was like, look, first quarter, they're going to play like this. Watch, they're going to change their defense all through the game.
So let's switch over to this side of the couch. Mr. B, what do the Wolves need to do to get more looks near the hoop? Stop settling for threes. Or do they keep that same strategy, just hope that they knock down more threes, 51 threes in the game?
I mean, you definitely got to hope you make more threes.
29% from 3, I believe.
I don't think he was ready for the different defenses that they were going to throw at him. You could tell in what he was saying. But I mean, making the right plays. I mean, if those guys can knock down those shots, I mean, it's a different game for sure. But I mean, you know, OKC. I mean, they're at home, man. It was game 1. They did what they were supposed to do. They came out with way more energy, and you know, they did what they were supposed to do. But I don't know if I would change too much. I mean, definitely put Ant in better situations and Randolph. But I mean, those shots are there, man. You got to take them. To me.
How about yourself? What are your thoughts on what the Wolves can do to activate their offense a little more?
To get in the lane, there's nothing they can do to get in the lane more. There's only one dude who actually can get there. I mean, Randall can get there, but for the most part, Daniels, Nas Reed, I mean, was Conley, like who are they gonna, DiVincenzo, who are they gonna use to sit there and drive and manipulate the defense? So expecting these guys to change their game overnight is, come on, it just doesn't even make sense. They might need to switch their lineup a little bit, because you literally have, like, if we know what Ant-Man's doing. Now, if Ant-Man is the ball handler in the half court and he's doing the pick and roll and initiating the offense, then what is really Conley there for? Spot up shooting? Right? I mean, he's not a defensive stopper, he's a little, so is he there to control the tempo when he's so, you can replace him. You might put DiVincenzo there, right? See if that helps, where when I do this pick and roll and you think about doubling me, I'm passing the ball back to DiVincenzo, and see if that helps his shooting. Yeah. And it releases me a little bit more. If not, you go with Daniels at the 2, since he's guarding the point anyway, and then put Nas Reed in and just go a lot bigger.
Yeah. But all that, I mean, at the end of the day,
Nas Reed shot, how many, 11 threes?
He shot 11 threes.
1 for 11. I think he was 0 for 8 from 3.
Yeah,
so it's you, Daniels. So you got Daniels, a 3-point shooter, spot up. You got Nas Reed's 3-point spot up guy, and Randall, so you don't have any dead weight out there. Right. But right now you have 3 guys on a team that doesn't even think about shooting the ball. That's not a good lineup because they only have one, Lou Dort. Right? He's the only guy in the starting lineup that's not really there for shooting. The other 4, they're putting the ball up a little bit.
Yeah, but Dort has the potential though to get.
No, I mean he's going to have the potential to go high. Conley's going to give you 7 shots max if he's going. Like he plays with damn near perfect basketball, and you can do that coming off the bench, changing the tempo up a little bit, trying to make the game a little bit faster, But right now, you have a lineup where you literally scored 88 points against the Lakers. You scored 88 points against Golden State Warriors, right? I mean, we expected against this team because they're the fucking number 1 defense.
Yeah.
But the other 2,
neither one of those 2 teams you just mentioned have these top-rated defense in the NBA.
So, so the fact that you've shown that it is you struggle at scoring sometimes, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be another game in this series if it goes to 7 that they're going to score about 95 or lower. And the other team, they had a horrible first half, and they stayed in the game. Horrible. And when they did catch fire, game was over.
Plus 30 in the second half for the Thunder. I think that's the bigger issue.
Yeah, it's...
Wolves can't win this series putting up...
No, they can't win this series anyway. I don't give a fuck what
48 and 40.
They can't win this series because if you speed the game up, it benefits OKC because they have more guys who can put the ball in the basket than you do. It's a game where you literally gonna have to. It's a grind. This is a straight Detroit 2004. I'm trying to keep everybody under 90 points game. That's gonna have to be the mindset, where it's just gonna have to be just straight lockdown defense. Because if you try to get into a running game with the team, they have the advantage where they have guys who can run. Right? You got Ant-Man. That's it. Right.
So you think if they don't change their lineup, you think it'd be over faster? Because you got them in sick. You got OKC.
They're going to catch. Listen, those guys are not going to shoot this bad. But even if they shoot distance, they still get their ass whooped. Right. This is a game where you're going to have to switch it. This is right. There's some series that you have to change shit up. There's some series where motherfucker have to be a decoy. Right? You know what I mean? This might not be your series, Ant-Man. Because their best defenders are in your position and they're loaded up. This might be Julius. This might be his window. He might have the advantage over Hartenstein and fucking Chet here.
Do you think he's looking at it like that?
No. No, but that's where it comes in with veterans that's looking, and you really have scouts that's looking. That's you being mindful, watching the game, going back. Like between now and then, he should have watched this game 4 times. Watch it 4 times. I remember. I had a reality check my first playoff game where I was averaging about 30-something against Chicago Bulls. Struggle game 1, struggle game 2. And Scottie Pippen told our trainer that, hey, if he wants to win this series, he can't be the scorer. They loading up on him. They are taking him out. So he's going to have to be a passer. So I watched those 2 games all day, just like, fuck, every time I drive, here they come, here they come, here they come, here they come, here they come. Had to be a decoy. Showed him I'm willing to pass the ball. Because, his contradiction is very different. He said, I need to get off the ball more. Then he also said, I got to shoot more. I can't only take 13 shots, so I got to shoot more. Then he said, I got to pass more. That you're not going to be able to do both, sir.
No, I think he meant finding scoring more off the ball.
Yeah.
I know what he means, but it's not reality. Because what he's looking at is off the ball guys getting all the shots. But they're getting all the shots because everybody's doubling you. Right? You can go over there all you want, motherfucker. We ain't leaving. The fuck? We just gonna double your ass from here. Ain't shit changing. So you gotta be smarter than the game plan. Motherfucker, we got a book, right? You got the book.
Look, we know everything your ass want to do. We done seen every time you come off the left what you gonna do. When you go left, we know you're gonna go this step first, right? You go this way, we know you're gonna come to this way. We know everything your ass wants to do. There's new technology. So you have to bring in a whole nother game. That's different. There's no scouting report on you posting up in the mid post. You don't know how to do that. I'm pretty sure you do. Bring that into the game. Hit the ass with that a couple, 3-4 times down the lane and see what happens. Run off a double screen down there. Pass the ball, cut through the lane, pop out on the baseline. Do some of that just naturally. You will see they won't have no scheme for it.
Well, we will see how the Wolves adjust in Game 2 to avoid going down 0-2 in the series.
They're not going to adjust. They're just going to hit shots.
But thanks to Mando for sponsoring today's podcast. With summer upon us, it's time to fight the heat with Mando Whole Body Deodorant. It's getting pretty rough here in the Valley. If you've been struggling with the heat and humidity like we have, I have great news. Mando has just launched something that takes sweat control to the next level, introducing the Mando Deodorant Plus Sweat Control Solid Stick. It's double protection. Finally, you get the odor control you love with Mando, plus powerful sweat control. It controls both sweat and odor for 72 hours, and after just 12 hours, underarm sweat was reduced by 92%. This stuff works. It doesn't just mask odor, it prevents it. 100% of study participants experienced all-day odor protection. Mando's new Deodorant Plus Sweat Control Solid Stick gives you double the protection you need. No more worrying about sweat stains or those embarrassing pit rings. I know we all deal with that here in the arena. Just all-day freshness and dryness. Mando Starters Pack is perfect for new customers. Comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code ARENA. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use code ARENA at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com. Please support Gil's Arena. Tell them we sent you. Mando's got you covered with deodorant plus sweat control. Say goodbye to sweat stains and hello to long-lasting freshness. All right, let's move over. We got the Eastern.
I got my Mando on right now.
Okay, I could have took your word for it. I didn't need to see the pitch.
Just
Take your word for it. But let's move over to the Eastern Conference Finals. Tips off tonight. I see you guys both rocking your Knicks jerseys.
Yeah.
Shai, you got the curl just in time. Throw it on. Follow the drip. Yep, make sure. Get it right. There it is. Keep it moisturized. See you.
Yeah, no, you are.
I already know.
I'm trying to cue you up, bro.
So glow. Knicks and Pacers tip off the Eastern Conference Finals with Game 1 tonight at Madison Square Garden. New York won the season series 2-1, but the teams have not played since early February. The Knicks are back in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years, and Jalen Brunson is a big reason why. Before Brunson arrived in New York, the Knicks had 8 total playoff wins in the previous 20 years. But in Brunson's time with the team, they have 21 wins in the past 3 seasons. In 12 games this postseason, Brunson averaging 29 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds on 44, 36, 82 splits, and has delivered time and time again when his team needed him the most. So, Gil, during a recent playback watch party, you said Jalen Brunson is one of the only players in the league that actually has the Mamba mentality. So I need to ask you, why does Jalen Brunson have the Mamba mentality?
The Mamba mentality, the real one, not that commercialized Mamba mentality, but just everybody throw it out. Where, they hyper-focus in the last few minutes of the game, where precision kicks in, where all details matter, where no matter what happened, what they were doing, those first 43 minutes of the game, it's all irrelevant, right? This is killer time, and he's probably one of the only players that I've seen in a long time. Kyrie's shown a lot of it. Dame showed a lot of it, but consistently, game after game, series after series, he seems like the only one that I've seen in a long time that is the Mamba mentality, the real definition of what the snake is.
I like it. And when you look at Jalen Brunson, would you say that he's a player in the league that has the Mamba mentality?
Of course. I think everybody knows where I stand with it all. I said he was gonna be who he is right now. Other people said he should go to Phoenix and be a fourth option. That he wasn't the number one option on the championship team. Here we are, headed towards the championship. New York is now a culture's son. And it is what it is, you know? B? You heard?
I have heard.
You heard? You have heard. All right. Everybody is hearing now. Cat is in the building now. Told Jordan to give him some catnip before the game so he could go crazy.
He got the New York accent down.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
from Jersey, but
Rucker Park, bro.
so Mr. B, obviously we talked a lot about Haliburton versus Jalen Brunson, but when you look at Jalen Brunson, what he's been able to do past few seasons with the Knicks.
He's been doing his thing. You know, last year he got kicked out. You know, got kicked out by Indiana. This year I'm sure he has a lot of revenge on him, so I'm sure he's going to have that Mamba mentality that they've been saying. But, you know, it's another guy on that other side of that floor too, man. You know, that has a chip on his shoulder also. And, you know, he has a lot to prove also too. So, you know, and when he wants to kick into that mode with 5 minutes to go and taking over games, he can do that also. Yeah. And he also has four or five different guys in double figures in scoring.
So obviously hindsight 2020, but any chance Dallas ends up regretting letting Brunson walk more than trading Luka?
I don't.
Nah, I think it was for the best.
Yeah, does Brunson end up being the same player he is if he stays in Dallas? His game probably gets time and he gets to come to New York.
It was for the best. It was for the best for Brunson. You know, I mean, Dallas, they still got the #1 pick. They still got, you know, they still got their pieces over there. But for Brunson, I mean, I'm looking at it like shit. It was a blessing. I'm in New York, biggest market, Eastern Conference Finals. Like, I got a chance to do something that hasn't been done in New York for a long time. Different.
Agreed.
Okay.
You got blessed into a right situation.
Seems like the ideal, perfect thing. They've cultivated this team around and brought some of his Nova Knicks through there.
That's what the underdog situation, you know, it allows you to present yourself in opportunity to mold something from the start. You know what I'm saying? I think New York needed somebody to come in and help Julius Randle make it look like something. You know, you had RJ and those guys up there trying to do something in New York. They were all young. You bring Brunson in and you start getting some type of structure. And I think it all comes from his dad, to be honest.
Who was on the Knicks coaching staff. Shout out Rick Brunson.
He don't get enough credit. I think he should get more credit of how he's cultivated a leader in Jalen to understand it ain't about me, it's about we. It's about we. It's we, not me. And when it's we, not me, everybody eats. Because it's New York, son. Everybody eats, B.
Everybody, like father and like son. Rick Brunson on the last Eastern Conference Final team in 2000. Now his
Brunson
son.
be the shortest guard to win it since. Like,
If they win a championship,
right, he'll be like
since Isaiah Thomas.
Right, because he's how tall is he?
In the last 50 years.
6'1".
6'1", 6'2". Yeah, right. So he'll be.
Oh, as the main guard, yes.
Yeah.
As the number one option, the last one was Isaiah Thomas.
Wow.
I mean, you know, Steph is 6'4", but if you're gonna use
Yeah,
Steph, it's them three in the last 50-something years. Yeah.
Okay.
So Knicks bested Boston 6 games, but had to overcome 20-point deficits game 1 and 2.
They bested who?
Boston.
The Celtics?
Yeah. The New York Knickerbockers in their previous series.
Go ahead, continue. My bad.
Okay. Overcame 20-point deficits in game 1 and 2. Trailed by as much as 14 points in 5 of the 6 games in the series. Obviously, they spoke at length about how they would like to avoid doing that. Obviously, love winning those games, but would not want to put themselves in a position to have to come back from those deficits. So what do the Knicks need to do to be more consistent and avoid having to overcome big deficits in this series?
Oh, yeah. Lakers in 5.
What would the Knicks have to do?
Lakers in 5. That's what they need to just think about that. Lakers in 5. We don't want to be like them. We get it right. Lakers in 5. No.
It ain't gonna be that easy now. You know, they got Holly over there that can run the show, and you know when they're making shots and they have 4 or 5 guys in double figures and scoring, Indiana's dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, your take on Siakam, not taking the next leap, but I think everything that he's done for that team, Indiana has been good, for them.
And we'll talk Siakam the patient in a moment, but you're just looking at this Knicks squad. been great at times, been terrible at times. Terrible on the defensive side, communication issues, not having a sense of urgency. Had to have a team meeting after the Celtics smacked them in Game 5 to get their minds right. We talked about that earlier this week. Gil, I see you staring at me. No issue with this Pacers squad that defeated them last season. Obviously, it was a different Knicks team.
They didn't defeat the New York Knicks. They defeated a bench squad last year.
No OG Anunoby, Brunson hurt.
Yeah, they defeated a bench squad. So if they can go into this series thinking that this is the New York team that they played last year when it's not. Right? They played against a bunch of 6th, 7th, 8th men. Right? There's a Mikal Bridges. There's a Cat.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been playing like kitty cat, but
Cat
hopefully he comes in as Tony the Tiger because this could be his series. But it's not the same team, right? So they could and should get their ass smacked out the building.
So do you feel like, Gil, Cat is the X factor in the series? You said this could be his series. Why do you feel that way?
Because he's playing against a guy that's kind of like him, not very physical, right? So it plays to how he plays the game. Listen, as long as he's going to give you the 19 to 23 and 10. He's not the X. The X factor is that OG dude. OG is the X factor here because he was horrible in the last series. I mean, it was a game where I think he had 2, 4. He had a 2 game, he had a 4 game, he had a 5 game, I think, in the last series, and they beat the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, but maybe
right. So if he just is consistent across the board, if he just averages, average 15, this is a different series.
So 5 in Game 2, 2 in Game 3.
This series
might be
5 points in Game 2, 2 points in Game 3, 6 points in Game 5.
Yeah. See, them games, he can't have those games. He can't have that now. We need consistent, right? The Nova Knicks, they consistent at what they do. So them 3, we good. Cat, if you bring what you bring, that's good. If OG brings his just 15 to 17 guaranteed, this series is over.
That's gonna be tough against Siakam.
Siakam can't stick everybody.
Well, I mean, he'll be guarding him, right? Right.
I mean,
and then Cat and Miles Turner, they exit each other out.
They might put Siakam on Cat.
So, Mr. B, I know where
they weird over there in Indiana.
I know where your allegiances lie in this particular series, but who's the X factor for the Knicks in the series?
No, ask him who the X factor is. Who's going to help the X factor over there with the Indianas?
Oh, Siakam, for sure.
Okay, well, that's not
wow.
What was the question?
Who's the X factor for the New York Knickerbockers?
Damn, they hate the Knicks that bad. They don't even want to talk on the Knicks.
He's Indiana.
Yeah.
So I said, tell him to talk about his team. So the X factor is the number 1 option. Or the second?
Number 2 option.
So you don't. So the number 2 option. So
yeah,
you don't even rely him just to be the number 2 option.
Yeah, he's number 2, and then Miles Turner and Cat, they exit each other out. So that's whatever. I mean, yeah. And then
they just exit each other, huh?
They the same.
They just average 24 and just watch that shit, huh?
He won't do it. He won't do it this series.
He just watch that, huh? Just 12, just wash it out, just 24. Right?
Listen, they're gonna be the same in this series.
Let's move over to Sonny.
Hey, how tall is
to make money?
How tall is Curry?
6'3".
6'3". 6'3 and a half. Almost.
Shoes?
My shoes?
Yeah, why?
They think he's 6'1" because he's skinny.
Who's Steph?
Yeah.
Steph is like 6'3". What the fuck? Who said that?
I don't know. The chat think he's little.
No, Steph.
He's skinny.
Baltimore.
He's not.
You
long.
stood next to him, or
I was standing next to him.
You stood next to him, and you said that he was much taller than.
Yeah, I was like,
they give him
much
credit.
taller than I thought he was.
Sonny properly moisturized the curl. Who is the X factor in this series for the Knicks?
Josh Hart. Josh is the heart of the Knicks. So when Josh shows up to do more than the bare minimum, the Knicks, they steamroll. They play at a certain level of urgency that Josh resonates throughout the whole. Like, if you're not doing what Josh is doing, it's almost like get off the court type shit. He ain't got to say nothing. I like that energy, and I think Brunson feeds off of that because he knows that that's Josh telling him to pick it up. And I think when that happens, Bridges sees it as all right, I take the challenge too. So they start hitting shots. They start hustling harder. And then you got Mitchell Robinson. He goes out there. He can be another X factor that can get you a double-double out of nowhere, get you 3 blocks. He hustles between those two. I'm looking for those guys to show up. It ain't too much now at this point. You hear, might as well win. It's in New York. We are New York. It's why not? Why not? You're.
Yeah, got that boy coming in town. Telling y'all. Part 2.
Part 2. All right, so let's shift over to the Pacers side of this preview. Pacers had the Eastern Conference Finals for the second straight season. Last season, they got swept by the Celtics. They posted gentleman sweeps against the Bucks and top-seeded Cavs this postseason. Both of those squads were dealing with injuries to key players. Tyrese Haliburton been trying to send a message after getting named the league's most overrated player. 10 games this postseason, Hallie's averaging 18 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, 48, 34, 79 shooting splits. Enters the conference finals coming off arguably his best game this postseason, where he dropped 31 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds to eliminate the Cavs in Game 5. So, Mr. B, which version of Tyrese Haliburton do the Pacers need to be successful in the Eastern Conference Finals?
What's this sign say? Hostile territory.
Hostile territory?
That's the approach that he needs.
Very hostile?
Yeah, the whole series. I mean, they doubted you. They said you was the worst, most overrated player. They kicked your dad out. They don't like you. You look like you're a stand-up guy. You get your teammates involved. You play, you know what I'm saying? You play the point guard position like a pure point guard that I haven't seen in a minute. And yeah, man, at the end of the day, it's an exciting time, though. Like I said before, for each of these teams, for each of these young superstars, because somebody's about to, hold up that crown for the first time.
So need you two gentlemen to remove your Knicks bias for just a moment.
Yeah, come on, man.
For just a moment.
And Rick Carlisle, shout out him.
Shout out Jim Carrey. Which version of Tyrese Haliburton do the Pacers need to be successful in the Eastern Conference Finals? We got the scoring Hallie, we got the facilitating Hallie. Sometimes they come together.
I'm just gonna go with statistics. And statistics is playing against Hallie. And the statistics are because he averages a lot of assists and he's the point guard on the team, it would be hard for them to win a championship because that means there's not a go-to guy on the team. Because if there's a go-to guy on the team, that guy has the ball majority of the time. So it would be hard for Hallie to be Hallie. So the fact that he is the best player and he's the point guard and he's averaging about 9 assists, in history's shown that is actually hard to do. Kyle Lowry averaged, 8.7 assists, I think. He was a second or third option, whatever you want to call him. Jason Kidd, second option to Dirk. And after that, you're talking about going all the way back to Magic Johnson. So the fact that if your point guard is averaging 9, 10 assists, that means the fucking team is not that good individually. So he's going to have to average about 26, 27, and 7. All right, once he starts getting into that 10, 11, 12 assist games, that means, the people around him are just sitting there like atmosphere waiting to be fed.
So Pacers had 7 players average double figures during the regular season, but you're saying that needs to shift. They can't distribute the ball around that and get balanced.
History says it needs to shift, not me. History. The average point guard, the average assist for a point guard that won a championship, average since, if you take Magic out and then go last 30-something years, last 40 years, so you're talking about an average about 4.1 assists a game.
So that can't change?
It could change. No, what I'm saying is no lead point guard that averaged that many assists has won a championship. Right, so that's like Kyle Lowry is the one who has the most assists in regular season. that won the chip. Then from there it was like the Admiral. So what's his name?
So what does Luka average?
Huh? Avery Johnson. So Avery Johnson. Kid when he went to Dallas the second time.
So what does
And
Luka
Kyle Lowry.
average?
Huh?
I said, what does Luka average in assists?
He's averaging 9. They didn't win the championship, so.
They did not.
Did Holly make it to the conference finals last year?
He did make it to the Eastern Conference Finals with his Pacers squad.
He averaged like 26.
Let me see. I do not think so. Let me pull it up.
I don't see why we would have to change anything that we've done to get here successfully 2 years in a row. Now with a healthy group. I think we just need energy. You know what kind of energy we need?
18-9-4 in the Eastern Conference
We
Finals.
need Bucks energy. We need Bucks energy. That's what Brandon didn't say. Brandon's supposed to tell Holly, you're supposed to play like you played against us.
So we have the same team as we did last year?
2 games in the Eastern Conference.
Woo! I don't know, like Holly need to do nothing but just say, yeah, it's the Bucks, Dame and them. I'm going to give y'all that energy because we know where that energy takes us. That's all he need to do.
Against
Water boy.
Against the hurt Bucks?
Water boy. Think about water boy. You know, water boy.
You have to give more than that.
Water sucks. Think about the Bucks. Water sucks.
No, he gonna
High quality H2O.
But New York a different team though than the Bucks.
Yeah, I know. Just motivation. We just talking about motivation for Holly. He already took down a couple dudes. Look, just look at them like them. You had energy for them. Remember your pops? He was on there like this. Remember how y'all was calling me overrated? Y'all was talking all that shit to me. Yeah, we got that same energy.
So let's talk a little bit about Pascal Siakam, first or second option, depending on how you view it. Led the Pacers in scoring in the regular season, 20 points per game. Like I said, something like their number one option, up for debate. So far in this playoffs, Siakam averaging 19.6 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 55% from the field, 44% from 3. But Gil, you said that's not enough. He needs to take over and be dominant.
One of them have to be dominant because, I mean, you got fucking third options averaging 20 points a game. Or damn near close. So, I mean, you're
Yeah, but we
You're
got
playing
7.
again.
But we got 7 different guys in double figures in scoring. So that means
Pass the ball.
it's like the ball.
But that's just happened to Wolves. Wolves thought that same shit. That means your 5th and 6th and 7th option is taking 15, 16 shots. Oh, that's your chance of winning?
No.
So I can, let's try like this. If Brunson took 13 shots and Josh Hart took 15, do you think they won that game?
I mean, depends on.
Man, this is-
Yeah.
I mean, but shit, but
Yeah.
Brunson gonna get to the free throw line. So
And Josh is going to have a triple-double.
I'm just
So
saying.
Pacers got
yo-
5 players averaging more than 10 field goal attempts per game. Siakam leads them at 13.9
So that mean the ball
to 14. Hallie at 13.3.
Team game. It's team. It's
Miles
me, not
Turner at
me.
11.
Please don't change. Please don't
I
change.
mean, I just feel like Holly at the last 5 minutes, he's gonna end up taking over the game. But I just like the fact that it's. I mean, dude, they be 7 dudes in double figure scoring. How you gonna beat? I mean,
That sounds.
I mean that
Good
means
team
that-
basketball.
Sounds cool. I go with history, man. I don't go with my opinion. I go with the history. History tells you what's history saying. OKC's winning the championship. If OKC is winning the championship, history is saying it. I'm sorry.
So, Gil, are you saying that basically back to these Pacers, that Hallie and Siakam need to basically just take over and one of the two of them?
One or both of them, both need to dominate. If I'm relying on my 3rd or 4th option to be me, I mean, that's what we're talking about. You go back to Shaq and Kobe. I'm expecting Rick Fox to average 14 for us to win. No, we have to be dominant for them to be open. So you can listen. If it's working for you up to this far, keep doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you what history is saying. History is saying that this is a OKC championship. If Knicks make it to the championship and Wolves make it, Knicks is making it to the winning championship. Holly has a damn near 0% chance of win. He'll be the first person in history, be the best player, and average that many assists and win a chip. History is not on his side the way he plays the game. Because it shows no one is dominating individually that's putting the team in danger. That's what history is saying.
What are his stats through the games from the last series?
Okay.
And There was nobody dominant on the Pistons when they won the championship.
The Pistons?
Rip?
Nobody dominant.
Rip was the number one.
There's nobody dominant.
So versus the Cavs in the Eastern semis, he averaged 17.7 assists, 5 rebounds.
No, I'm saying, give me the 4 games. What was his points?
So
70 fucking years ago.
game 1, 22 and 13 assists.
Series.
21.
22 and 13 assists. Game 2, 19, 4 assists. Game 3, 4 points, 5 assists. Game 4, 11, 5 and 5. And then in game 5, he had 31.6 rebounds, 8 assists.
And they ended up winning 4-1.
They won 4-1.
And how many games did he have less than 15 points?
2 of those games.
2 of those games. He don't have to do all that shit to get a W. He know that because he got his guys playing well. And if I need to out and step on you, I will, and I'll show you that. It's good, but he's going up against the Knicks. You heard?
I have heard.
Different beast.
All right, let's go. Series predictions. Mr. B, we'll start with you. Who wins the Eastern Conference Finals and how many games?
Pacers in 7.
Pacers in 7. Let's move over.
I want to say Knicks in 4.
You think
but
Knicks get the
I'm
sweep?
going to be reasonable and say Knicks in. I'm gonna say 6, but it's gonna be 5.
So Gil says Knicks.
I'm
in
saying 6, but it's gonna be 5.
But it's gonna be 5. Okay. Let's move over to Sonny.
I'm broke, baby. Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6.
Oh, Lakers in 5.
We are no longer
Forgetting
talking
about the
Los
Lakers. They're
Angeles
still
Lakers.
playing, right? The volleyball in Cancun.
Spirit
Lakers in
A lot
5.
of teams are with them.
Taco
Celtics right there
Tuesday.
Jalen
Hey,
Brown.
are the Lakers going to come to New York? Are the Lakers going to come to New York?
For what?
For the game.
Are we? No, we smoked the Celtics pack.
No.
You guys are on your own now.
Oh, shit.
We smoked the Celtics pack. Our job is done. We've done all that we can.
That's crazy.
We've done all that we can.
That's crazy.
We got one last thing to talk about before we get to MostlyFans. WNBA season tipped off last weekend, featured a matchup between last season's Rookie of the Year Caitlin Clark and All-Star Angel Reese. According to ESPN, the 2 games that ran on their network, the Sky Fever and Aces Liberty, were the most watched opening weekend ever on their platforms, with the Sky Fever taking the crown.
On what platform?
ESPN.
Tubi?
ESPN.
Oh. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm thinking this is 2 years ago. I'm thinking it's 2 years ago. You said you did say ESPN.
I did say.
I heard Tube.
Okay.
Go.
All right. Well, according to ESPN, the Sky Fever was the most watched WNBA game ever on their platforms, including regular season and postseason games. Game drew 2.7 million average viewers, peaking at 3.1 million viewers, up 115% versus last year's ABC regular season coverage. But the game wasn't without controversy, obviously, after Clark's flagrant foul on Reese led to a scuffle with Reese and Aaliyah Boston getting texts and reports of racial slurs being directed at Reese from the Fever crowd. But one thing we do know, whenever these 2 players match up, people are going to watch it. So are we witnessing what will become the biggest rivalry in WNBA history in real time? And I know y'all say it's not a rivalry, but it has been crafted as such, even though they don't play the same position. When their teams meet up.
Crafton to be one of the biggest. I mean,
are we seeing it in real time?
Bird versus Magic.
Yeah, for WNBA.
For the
Yeah.
For the W, as they say.
I know. It was Sue Bird, Tyrese was kind of one, but because they was winning and playing against each other. But this rivalry has been started from before we knew who these girls were. Middle, junior high, 9th grade, Olympic teams. It started way back there and then fell into college and, it then carried over to here. So I think for the game itself, what more can you ask for? I mean, you can complain and cry and do whatever you want to say, but right now we're all watching, we're all reacting to it, and no one's disappointed.
A lot of tension, though, but
yeah. No, I like it. I like it because of the history of it. Since high school, they've been going at it. So the history of it, the stories behind it since college, both of them being successful. coming into the WNBA, helping the game grow, especially right now where the social media is and everything is right now in the world. It's definitely a good look for the WNBA. And I can't wait to see it for years and years to go on. I mean, you got Juju coming, you got Hannah Duggo, you got Olivia Miles, you got all these different women coming up in the WNBA. So, this is just the start of it. This is the start of something new and something dope.
Shai, over to you. Are we witnessing will become the biggest rivalry in WNBA history in real time?
I just can't agree. I don't think it's one-sided. I don't think Caitlin thinks of it as a rivalry at all. I think she just comes to hoop, and she knows that she's got a competitor coming to hoop against her, and she wants to beat her every time she plays against her. I think that it's nothing personal with Caitlin. I think that she loves to go out there and try to win. And, she got beat up all last year. She didn't complain. She got up. She kept going. I think Angel feels like she has to prove something, but she don't. She's already established. She's already dominant. She has her position. She has her role. She can dominate in that role. She's proven that. So I think that forcing a rivalry would be a bit much, but I think when they both hit the court, they both know that they're going to bring it. And I think it's been oversaturated with this thing about picking sides, race, and all that. I think it's just hoop. I think they're just two competitive hoopers that really are like, one of them might not like the other one might not think the other one is whatever, but they both got respect for each other in their games, and I respect that part, and it's entertainment, and I think everybody can get sensitive. They got people out there trying to fight each other over the damn foul, and it's funny, but I think it's all good for the WNBA as far as competitively. And if everybody on the outside want to take it a different step further and all that, that's on them. But I think between Caitlin and her, it's not really a rivalry. It's just, let's go out here and let's hoop.
That was going to be my next question. Is the median fans pitting Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese against each other good or bad for the growth of the WNBA? I think the numbers show.
Amazing.
People want to watch. You want controversy?
This is since college, right? When she did the thing in her face. This has been good views for them.
No, listen, if you just track the history back, you can see, as a number 2 player in the country, which was Angel Reese, and she wasn't put onto some of those Olympic teams. You know what I mean? It could have started there. We don't know. You know what I mean? But you can see at all the top 5, the number 2 player was never put on the team. It was basically other way around. It was Paige's. She was the love child of that age group growing up until she got hurt. So right now they have a rivalry. They didn't have one. If they did 2 years ago, we didn't know about it, right? The NBA had Magic and Bird. Follow the blueprint. If white America want to push her up, let them. Shit, if black America want to push her up, let them. If you motherfuckers want to sit at the games and half fans, if it's going to get everybody, if I can go to one of the football arenas and sell half to the blacks, half to the whites, if you're going to pay, I'm going to charge you. God damn it, if you want white only goddamn water and black only water, that's what this is America, god damn it. So we're pretending like this is not a real thing, but we're sitting there arguing. So I'm playing to both fucking sides. White jerseys for one, black jerseys for the other. If that's what you motherfuckers want to do to make yourselves feel better, then go. But it is still basketball. And however you want to perceive the game, it's your way to perceive it. But it's 2 girls playing great, because the only thing y'all not talking about is actually the basketball part of it. Right? If one hits one, the other one hits, we don't give a fuck with. She got 30, she got 20 and 20. It's still the game of basketball, and that is what comes first for them too. What everybody does after, that's y'all on how y'all want to sell this product. But the girls are bringing the product on how they bring it. Caitlin's doing what Caitlin's doing. Angel Reese is doing what Angel Reese is doing.
And we do not condone segregation in the arena. We're merely talking about from a revenue-generating standpoint.
Hey, listen.
If you want to piss off each other, get it back. We
you're
do
doing it
condone getting
online.
back.
You're doing it online anyway. Shit, just put a package together, goddammit.
So we talk about the toxic nature of discourse in the NBA, but are we starting to feel that now on the WNBA side? Seems like fans are getting very toxic with each other. It's going to a whole nother level.
It's good.
And it's not about basketball anymore.
I don't agree. It's a narrative. Where's the proof?
Of which one?
Being toxic.
I think very active on
Everybody
social
loves this game, man.
fan bases.
And the people
though,
who
going at
do
each other.
disrespect the game, the people around them will point them out immediately. There's no, yeah, we support this guy saying some nasty shit to this person. Nobody does that. So we got proof of it. Put that. He can't come back to this game no more. She can't come back. They can't do that. We've done it before.
But we have seen that a ton on the men's side, though.
We see it, yeah, and we get rid of them.
Where arguments get very nasty, very toxic,
Yeah.
disrespectful, go above and beyond just basketball.
Yeah,
Discourse.
it all happens.
See
We know it
every
happens.
day.
It happens. You know, there's diabolical people, but
Yeah, it's all right.
bring it in. Yeah, man. It's like don't let it affect. It's not to the point where you ain't heard none of the shit that's going on before.
Right.
It's not new, so you shouldn't be sensitized to it. Shouldn't be so like, oh, he said this. Oh, we can't say that. Oh, you're black and I'm white. And yo, relax, bro. This is not 1932. We all get money together, man. Let's get money together, bro.
As long as the WNBA girls, which is, majority black, as long as they're not feeding into it and it's still just a game to y'all. Like, as long as y'all treating it like a basketball game still, let the rest of us do what we do. All right? Don't tell me how to get my motherfucking views. Right? Because 2 years ago,
We wouldn't.
Huh? Because if you think this is too much, then go back to 2 years ago. Where they were simulating y'all games. 4 a.m. in the morning. BET uncut. Nobody watched. Right? Let's just be honest. So there was a time, right, where we wasn't paying attention as we are now. Now we want to be involved. We want to talk our shit. We want to pick our sides. Let us do what we do. Because the more we're doing what we're doing, the more your revenue's going up.
Right.
All you do is just keep up. Produce the jerseys. Produce the wear. We won't let us pick sides. Have one side all Caitlin Clark dolls. One side all Angel Reese dolls. And we're going to see who's going to sell out who. And there should be a counter on that motherfucker. Let the world know, oh shit, Angel Reese doll selling out too much. Mm-hmm. What you think's gonna happen? All white coming through, shutting the building down. Okay. Buying, come on, man. This is America. This is what sells.
Let's get the money.
If you thought your game just sold the game, then y'all would have been sold out 2 years before they even came in here. It's sold out college basketball and it's selling out now. Some of y'all having career years. We'll see it when we look at the box score of the people we want to look at. Oh shit, she had 30 lines. Hey, mention her tomorrow, whatever her. Mention her tomorrow. But other than that, I mean,
Yeah.
The game is a game. Let the two people who's breaking down the walls break down the walls because everybody eats. The game has to be built. Like it was built off of, the Cheryl Swoops, the Lisa Leslies, the Robos, the Don Stan. It was built then.
Rebecca Lobo.
Maya Moore.
Rebecca Lobo, yeah, the big one, Big Bird.
The Robo.
You just call her Big Bird.
Maya Moore.
Maya Moore, Becca, like.
Rebecca Robo. Oh my Lord.
Robo.
Lobo. See, I don't even know the motherfucking full name.
We tried.
Just Big Bird. That's, Big Bird.
I didn't have trying to have regular discourse.
And then
Here it goes,
My mother.
Tarasi and them came in, Candace Parker, right? They did their job, right? Sue Bird, they did their job, right? Keeping it afloat, and that's what they kept it afloat. Now you got.
And
Two girls.
Like I said, we're seeing a lot more toxic, I think, on this side. You can say it's narrative, but that's a part of all sports.
It's all
See that-
sports.
Yeah.
We see that.
All sports.
Fan is short for fanatic.
Nothing. What they doing is nothing.
People are wild.
But this ain't nothing. We
like-
just getting started.
I said
Wait till we start talking about the game. Shit, you don't think we know shit? Y'all
Start
miss a
breaking
lot
it
of
down.
layups around that motherfucker. Wait till we start actually depicting the game. Right now, this shit just fun to us. Right?
Or they start hiring us to, commentate for the WNBA game.
I'm telling you, I'm not ready yet.
I'm ready.
Yeah, you have done
I'm not ready.
You have done a playback watch
ready.
party. You did a watch party for the
I did a watch
Skyfish.
party. I am not really ready. I'm not mature enough
For real?
to go play by play yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
How far away do you think you are from being
WNBA is way more easier to follow. Like they move the
No,
ball, like they
yeah.
backpick,
There's so many
get
times
the
somebody
high
can get
post,
hit in
like
the
they actually listen. I'm learning the game more watching them.
Yeah. There's so many times how many wide open layups and get hit with the head, get your head hit with the ball a couple times before you just start giggling and
Listen,
snickering
Skylar
and
Diggins, look,
They need it. They need the giggling and
Right. So,
snickling.
like,
They need
I'm-
all
I'm-
that.
I'm
They
not-
need to, hey man, you can't miss that. You
Yeah.
can't miss that layup. Come on now.
like Skylar Diggins and Paige, they was hooping.
Fast break layup, jump off the wrong leg with the
Oh,
wrong
my
arm,
God.
looking the wrong
Man,
way.
just can't catch it at all. Just can't put your hands on it.
Like, how about this? Like, majority, not everybody. You got some skilled, but just think Rudy Gobert when he dives and they passing the ball. What we see there, WNBA. You just never know.
Very skilled,
You
very
just never
entertaining.
know.
Hey, no, that's
There's a big difference between talent and Rudy Gobert.
Underdog does not support the views expressed on this program.
I'm just not maturely ready yet to just.
Thank you for being honest. How far away do you think you are from being maturely ready?
10 years.
Okay,
Damn.
10-year rule. Hold you to that.
damn.
2035, we will get
Another part of
the pick of Gil WNBA cover. But in the meantime, let's move on to Mostly Fans, presented by the good folks at Underdog. Download the Underdog app, use promo code GIL, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash, plus a special pick'em. So, our first question from the chat, Underdog user must be the money 24. Should a player's entire playoff run be considered in who wins the finals MVP?
No, it's called.
I'll just read the questions.
Say it again.
What is it?
Should a player's entire playoff run be considered in who wins the finals MVP? I believe the finals MVP is the finals of the NBA finals. Which
No,
is
because it's
just
two
that
different words.
series.
They got the playoffs one. You get the playoffs before you get to the finals.
Like right now, okay. Right now, if they had to vote on playoffs MVP, who gets that award?
Brunson.
Okay.
And also, we talked about maybe having an all playoff team and things like that. But
What I'm saying is like right now.
Oh no.
should it be round to round though? Because
What do you say, Holly? It's either
Because if it's what
they
do
gonna
you
go by the
prefer?
points.
Or what do you
No,
value as a
me? Oh,
if you have
okay.
a personal preference of which one you're gonna pick, do I prefer somebody who's scoring a lot, or do I prefer somebody
But
who's
it's
getting the team, who's getting the team involved? But we're both at the same point, so you can't say winning is gonna be
Right,
the
exactly.
difference. So you got to say, all right, this nigga got a double, and he's averaging this. He's bringing two things to the game.
All right, so I'm gonna say Holly then.
Hallie is 17-9,
That's fine. And then
and what's her name is 28-7.
yeah.
In the playoffs.
In the playoffs. Brunson
I know,
is
but
the,
I
Remember, like I said, we in the same place.
Brunson
And one
is-
got seven guys in double figures in scoring.
But he's 28-7. That's a lot. There's
No,
total
I know, I
points
get- no, I
between
get it.
both.
You're only 2 more assists.
Yeah.
11 more points.
What's the other one though? What's the rebounds?
But
and
we
assists?
winning. But we winning though. So
5.
can't change
Both winning. You're in the same spot.
so
I can't change. I can't. It
Because
works
it's
for
two different. They playing two different styles. One style worked for one team. The other style worked.
Right,
for the other
right, for sure.
Brunson is the only one whose numbers in all playoffs right now. He's the only one whose numbers went up in the playoffs. Everybody else's went down.
Okay, so yeah, I'm
He's
gonna
only
go Holly,
plus-
but it would go
Plus
Brunson for
rebounds,
sure.
plus assists.
Question
plus
is this:
points.
You take Brunson out, doesn't play. Does the Knicks still win?
No,
They got Cat, remember?
no,
They
No,
got
they don't.
Bridges, remember?
No, they don't. They don't win.
They don't win. All right, so if you take Holly off, Does the Pacers win?
Yeah.
They have no chance.
I don't know. You
Cat,
can't see.
OG,
You got
Brunson,
7 guys who can score.
Cat, OG, Bridges, and Hart.
But you have 7
you
guys
got
who
7
can score
guys.
because Tyrese Haliburton
Is getting them
No,
the
because
ball.
he averaged. He's only how many assists? He's not averaging.
Because everybody else was still hurt. So
He's
I still
not
think
averaging
those
a lot of
9
assists
assists-
compared
those 9
to
assists go out the
what
window.
Everyone is scoring.
Miles Turner not averaging nothing like that.
Who's the-
Siakam got to get his shit off the glass.
And then so you're talking about they got to play with the white.
So 9
Yeah,
assists per
that's
game in the
McConnell.
playoffs.
Yeah,
McConnell.
Or Neemhart.
9 assists in the regular.
Are the
they playing
Pacers winning with that?
I mean, they playing against a hurt
They
Bucks.
don't got nothing else in the second line of defense, like he said. He said Pascal Siakam came in to be the number 1 guy, ended up being the number 2 guy.
Like Nimrod,
He wasn't even the number 1 guy up in Toronto.
Andrew averages
brought
5
him in.
assists. You take what's the name up? He gonna go up 4 assists and average 9.
Take
Then they
Brunson
got
and
a-
Holly off them teams.
they got
New
a
York
lot
is
of
still the
motherfucking
better
players.
team. More experience, everything.
New York is not still more experienced because
100%.
Indiana just went last year.
But they only got the experience they got as far as the years is fucking Miles Turner
If you
and
take
Siakam.
if you take Holly out, you still got the number 1 option who averaged 27 rebounds.
Take Brunson
15,
out.
16,
You got
10,
Bridges,
12.
Hart, and Cat.
right? Do they average?
And OG.
Right, but they still got 6 guys in double figures in scoring.
Yeah, but those
No,
double
that's
figures
wrong.
not going to be double figures. They're not getting the ball.
So
But
who-
it doesn't
so-
matter about who if we leave.
who says
who's,
that-
who's
so
balling?
who says
who's
that they're
balling?
gonna
At the end of the day, who's
be
balling? Who's balling?
without
Because he's not averaging 9, 10 assists a game. Brunson's
He's
not
averaging
passing
7.
the ball.
You're averaging 9.
We can take that 7 because we got 4 other guys. Credible. 4 other credible guys. Y'all got 1 other credible guy. Siakam. That's it. Everybody else move. We got these. They like, man, they ain't ready for this. We good. We got it. Brunson, chill. Brunson, chill. We gonna run it through Bridges.
That's a toss.
We gonna run it through Bridges.
That's a toss.
Hey, Bridges, what you want to do? Now we're gonna run it through Cat. What Cat say? Cat, hey, OG,
And then Cat and Miles Turner, and then
OG, what you want to do?
OG versus who? Siakam.
Run it back.
All right, well, all right, good luck with that. I mean, Bridges. I mean, you better be
How
hit.
much did Siakam get? 200 something. All right.
I'm just saying he's the only one. Like
I think
Shai's
it's a
numbers.
toss-up, though. I think it's a toss-up if they both.
Shai's numbers down. Brunson averaged what 24 this year?
You
No,
take,
26.
You take that 26, right? You
For
say-
regular
take it
season,
off.
he's
And
averaging 28.
You say Bridges and Hart and Cat, y'all got to shoot
Yeah,
more.
26, 7, and 3
Just like
rebounds.
everybody else
But
on
you're
the
saying you got to
Pacers.
shoot more.
Yeah.
You're telling them you got to shoot more.
Right. So they
those
gotta-
3 guys.
they gotta hit.
In comparison to who got to shoot more. No
29,
how.
8, and 4
You telling
rebounds in the playoffs.
who got to shoot more.
Huh?
Miles Turner.
26, 7, 3 rebounds regular season,
Siakam.
28, or 29, 8, and 4 rebounds.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's the only one that's positive out of all the
3.
people that's there.
Matherin?
Everybody
Yeah.
else is down.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance. OG, Bridges, and Cat versus who? Miles Turner, who?
Siakam and
And Neemhart?
yeah.
No.
All right.
No chance.
They-
No chance.
I'm just saying.
With Josh Hart running around doing Iron Man shit.
But they should have a,
flying around and
They
shit.
should because they have Finals MVP. See that Eastern Conference, Western Conference Finals MVP. That should be the playoff MVP. That should be changed. That
So
award
playoffs
right there.
and then finals make it its own thing.
Yeah, because it's been its own thing. They just added this award.
So-
This award should be playoff MVP.
So back to the question for MostlyFans. So then should you include the first 2 rounds in determining who's
yeah,
the conference
first
finals?
round to the Eastern Conference until you get ready to the championship.
First round, second round, and
So if
third
a
round.
motherfucker in the first round has 7 games and a nigga averaged 70, he's considered
But what-
playoff MVP. Shit.
But what if he gets to the conference finals only averages 5 points? I'm just saying, do you take
Conference
the whole
it's
body?
still your whole playoff.
Depends on your average.
It's your whole
So
playoff.
your whole body
average
of
gonna
work
go
in
down.
the
Your whole
playoffs pre-NBA final.
Yeah.
Yes,
should go down.
that should be
Shouldn't
the
that count?
MVP. Should be MVP.
Shouldn't that count though?
What?
What?
In the easier games before getting to the important game, you played well, and you got to the important game and you played bad.
No, it's still the
Depends
playoff. It's
Depends
the
on your
playoff.
average, though, right?
It's called playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. As far as even averages, right? The easier team, you play well. An easier team, you play well. The harder team, you shit the bed.
But we win.
No, you lose.
But
Oh, so
still,
then-
You lose. That's what I'm saying. That's been a lot of guys that's played good, shit the bed.
but if I average 29, 8 and 8, and you average 16, but you had these great 4 games, it's the playoff MVP, right?
Shouldn't it offset though? Seeing that you did play good for these and you didn't when it counted.
It's the body of work.
I played good when it counted.
Body of work. It's still body
I
of
know,
work.
I know. I'm just saying. What is there no trade-off for that?
But that's why they got the Eastern Conference Finals MVP now. Like, that's why I said it's this weird one. Like, finals, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, then Finals MVP.
There got to be
Just make
for that series.
That's what I said. No, it's just for that series, but that's one should be all 3 series combined.
For sure. I like
It
it.
should, but I don't know. Who knows?
We'll see. But appreciate you, gentlemen.
Shout out to everybody out there that supported the 10 Toes music video, King Sonny Black. I appreciate y'all. Y'all already know. It's Sonny. Money making Sonny.
And shout out to everybody who supports Gil's Arena and pulls up every day. Appreciate you, gentlemen.
Make it so.
OG crew right here. We got our Knicks fans in here. We got our
I'm
Pacers
broke,
fans.
baby.
Eastern Conference Finals tips off tonight. We'll be on playback watching, so make sure you pull up to playback.tv/Gilbert Arenas. But this has been another episode of Gil's Arena presented by Underdog. Whoa, whoa!